The air is stiflingly hot. Mirage waves dance across the sands and the large glass-like body of water. The inland sea reflects like a mirror. It's almost uninterrupted, only stirred by the soft ripples from the warm kisses of the breeze. The shadow of a predatory bird passes over the shoreline. The avian glides on the suffocating updrafts with no inclination that the heat bothers it at all. It drifts off over towards the inland sea, towards a nearby tower, a tower that was not there moments before, but it is now. So when we last left you guys, you killed Tiamat. That was really a pretty cool thing. And then we did some Discord work where you had the beginnings of the funeral. Well, you really did have the full funeral for Xillisthan, the emperor of the Kren Empire. And now it is just a small family and honor guard march to the ziggurat that's out in the Valley of Kings in the Northern Kingdom to have him entombed for time in everlasting. So you guys are on a boat. Some of you got the chance to talk to yourselves rather extensively, which is cool. Others of you got to interact with the NPCs, got drunk, got brought into a larger, I think it's fair to say, adventuring organization that keeps cosmic calamity from happening everywhere. So in the future, you may be called upon by them to deal with an issue.
I had a question on that. Is it just the four of us? Or does that also include our underlings in any way?
Nope. It's just the four of you.
Okay. If we have any that we feel would be viable for it, could we what's the word I'm looking for? Give our opinion on that they should be involved, but I can't remember what the word is.
Wow, my Discord's really bad.
There's a word for it. Nominate.
I missed almost all of what you just said. You could nominate somebody, yeah.
Okay.
If you felt like you had somebody in your group. They do their best to stick to 100 members worldwide. So, but they are down several members after the last incident.
I imagine
you were some of the replacements for those. So that morning, the boat pulls up and is docked at Capsani, which is I don't remember if you guys were actually in this city or not during the Civil War. But here comes the train.
I believe this is the one where Filbert got shot because we tried to take our boat there and I was walking on the water.
Nope, that's Cavasto.
It's a different word.
Yep, very very similar sounding word, but a different word.
I know that we've heard about it several times, but I don't remember if we actually visited it.
I know the Emperor docked here for a while during the war, but I don't remember if you guys were part of that or not. What are you all smiling at?
I'm wondering what Adam's smiling at.
Stupid again.
No, it's a side conversation between Tony and I, unrelated to tonight. It's not.
He started it.
I did not. I did not start it.
Okay.
But I finished it.
Attaboy.
Adam doesn't multitask well.
So Capsani it's a port city on the eastern end of the continent, and it's not in real good shape. It has not fared well since the Emperor went south. It is obviously poor. It's pretty beat up. It's pretty run down. There's a lot of shady, we'll call them merchants in the port. They transport cargo of different types from various places and sometimes rearrange the shipping schedules of ships while transporting cargoes. But there's a lot of people there that look about that business when you get here.
These be pirates.
They're pretty piratey. It just does not look like Capsani is going anywhere fast. It's pretty far away from the other independent cities, and right now there is no real city at the halfway point when in 100 years there'll be a dwarf or a drow and Dwergar town there, but right now it's a giant hole in the earth that reaches to the Underdark, and nobody's really settled it yet. So they're kind of cut off, and they don't have a lot of resources, and so it's really starting to show. However, you are greeted by a delegation of city officials and somebody who introduces themselves as Lucilia Zanara, who is the magister currently of the town when you get there.
Fair enough. And remind me, what was our
Traveling
first
with
task?
you would be 8 of the king's official guardsmen. And let's see, his family. He's got 2 sons and a daughter, and his wife are along as well.
I know, like when we we're going through the Discord stuff before that, you mentioned that we were basically going to have what was needed to make the trip.
Yes.
I guess part of it is like, are we able are we even able to identify like anything else that would be needed for this trip then? I mean, knowing what we know, I mean, is everything really taken care of, like from a supply and needs standpoint?
I'd say
Yes, the
everything
Empress saw to it.
securing the goods from these excellent merchants.
Um, and that's a good question to ask in,
I guess
in the
because
context
the
of
reason
adventure.
the reason I ask is because part of me wanted to like, well, I guess I don't know, like I thought there'd be something else that we could make certain would help our journey, but also the other part of it was, I guess I kind of wanted to know if there's anything that we could do to make the trip easier for his family. But that sounds probably not the case either.
Well, let me explain to you what you
here's
have
my-
working as a go ahead.
I was just gonna say, here's my guess. Knowing the Kren, I don't think they care about it being easy. I don't think this whole thing is designed to be easy.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
They
mean,
don't.
not the environment, obviously, or partially the trip, but I guess it was more out of respect.
I know,
Like,
and what I'm
Mhm.
saying is out of respect. I think part of this should not be coddling them. Part of it should be
It's
like,
a difficult grind to get to where
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
like
I mean, okay, but here's the thing, like coddling would be like we set up like having a transporter set up a long time ago to not ever have to take this trip. So like to a certain extent, like obviously we're still going to take it, but like you know what I'm saying? It's like we're still going with them. Like we're still going to make that journey.
yeah. I just don't think that there's anything that we would need to offer.
I know, and
to-
that's where I'm at. It's like I don't know like what there could be or what there is, but I'm just like I feel like I wish there was something that we knew of that we could do. Even though like I know like us going is still like a large part of like that in itself is, you know, part of like a sacrifice and giving to them and a mutual respect sort of thing. What the heck? Anyway,
That's burning.
I was just trying to see if there was anything else that we could identify that maybe we could do for them.
Mhm. Well, and the discussion is it's contextual because the trip is designed to be somewhat consuming and arduous, very much like when you buried Uncle Acom and Filbert. It's part of a Kren funeral march is the march itself. So you don't want to do anything that lessens that. However, inside of that, you are still transporting royalty. You are
Yeah.
still transporting the emperor. And so they have a caravan, and this is what they've set up, and this is what the caravan march will look like. And it will be the Empress has asked you to see that everything is ready inside of this caravan for them, and that they will meet you in the city square once you arrange for the caravan to be sent there. So there are 2 elephants in the caravan for the royal family. The boys will get an elephant, and the Empress and her daughter will get an elephant as well. and then there are 16 camels to carry the goods. You guys will be, I said, with the 8 guards who will rotate. 4 of them will guard the camels from the rear and the sides, and then 4 of them will constantly be carrying the emperor's coffin, because they're carrying a small decorated coffin that will be placed inside of his sarcophagus that is in the monument he's going to already. And then you 4 will walk in front of the whole shebang.
Okay.
So if you can think of something else to add to that or to make it easier, by all means. Nobody wants the journey to be easier, but if you can think of something that's more sensible and appropriate, that works.
So Jeffrey would like to know if there's any magic warding the Emperor's coffin from any type of magic reaching him. He would also like
The
to
question
know
is there
how
anything
He's
even
not in
in
it.
yeah, there's nothing even in the coffin.
Nope. It is strictly ceremonial that it's being carried.
where's he?
We have no
Nobody
idea.
knows.
Ooh,
Because remember we fought the assassin,
yes.
and we have no idea when he was.
Yeah, as far as we
replaced.
know, there's no recovered body because
So
we have no idea like when he did a switcheroo.
I don't like that.
Nope, nobody has.
Yeah, I don't think anyone does.
I'm
Nope.
fine with it.
Of course you are.
No, I'm not. Who would be fine with that?
So, how long since? Oh gosh, how long since
He's the assassin.
we killed the assassin are we right now?
This is what, like 2
ab-
weeks.
About
Yeah, it's-
2.5 weeks.
I was gonna say it's weeks.
Okay.
And you're not even sure which one was him.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, because like we have no idea if we ever interacted with the real emperor.
Right, but which body of which assassin was impersonating him?
Oh, right.
After they were all killed, then Orcus raised them all as undead. Then they were killed again, and then Cain came back and raised most of them to life.
Yeah.
And so you don't know. And then they were killed again as they fought their way on the battlefield.
This
So
is like Inception levels of.
it was, yeah, it was an extraordinarily confusing as to who was on whose side at the end of the fight, who lived, who died, who was an imposter, who wasn't.
Right.
It was a mess. It was a serious mess.
I mean, and I can like based on the motivations of the assassins. If I was on the ground with them, I wouldn't trust them if they were being friendly.
Right.
No.
So do we know if in order for an assassin to take somebody's spot, if the person needed to be dead, or if they just because
Yes.
somebody impersonated me without killing me when we were at the Isle of Unity. There was a fake Jeff with the
Mhm.
party for a period of time, and Jeff wasn't dead.
Or was it?
That was explained as an extraordinarily exceptional case. You were killed in that and brought back to life.
Oh. Jeff's really uncomfortable with learning that. Huh.
And you would have gotten you all could have gotten a very good rundown of how this all works after the battle with Tiamat in the armies from Tenacious D&D, because one of their members had spent the last 4 years attached to a cursed blade
Oh, that's right.
and had taken a lot of different forms and only got set free because when they were in heaven, the martyr asked him, "Hey, do you want to be stuck to that anymore?" And he said, "Not really." It was great. They were eating cookies and drinking juice after a performance.
Just hanging
Nice.
out.
Yep.
I enjoy that.
You know, as one does.
So,
The status quo.
That was,
right.
that was a killer night, guys. Let's have some cookies and juice.
Juice and cookies, guys. It'll be great. Oh wow.
I may want to do something with, because I had thought we had his body.
Unfortunately, Tony, this is not a game where you do things.
Hey, you're probably right, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to try.
Well, you can certainly try to do things.
I can.
What are you
can't
thinking
I?
about doing, T? Maybe I can help you identify the
So-
plan quicker.
I have the talisman from the lady who died in hell. She was in the sewer with us. She gave me her talisman as part of a
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
I don't know
the-
if she's
the
still
succubus?
alive.
Yeah.
I know she died, but we also know that doesn't mean a whole lot in hell. With my infernal calling and her talisman, I can call upon her, and she's just my bestie. I don't know if she has access to I can't remember what the devil is called, but there's basically a bounty hunter devil who, once they have a quarry and payment, it is their blood oath to find a thing or a person. I would be willing to trade her talisman back if the body could be located. Because that
Man.
talisman basically gives me mind control over her if I ever summon her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be willing to trade her back her talisman if she can hire one of those jerks to search for the body. But she would get the
Okay.
talisman back upon
We could make that
delivery.
happen.
Yeah.
But
How
on the
wide do
DM
you
side,
have this?
knowing
What?
where the body is, it would not be found by now.
Sorry, what was that? It would not be found yet?
Sorry. It would not be found yet. You could definitely make that trade, but it would not have been found by now.
Okay, that is what I
Okay.
would like to do in this because of
Okay.
the grandeur of all of this. I would let her know
Mhm.
that so I would do the infernal calling at some point when I have some privacy. I would let her know the deal that if she can produce the genuine and authentic body of the emperor, that I would return her
She'd have-
talisman to her.
Papers about
Okay.
this.
Yep, papers of authenticity.
Yeah.
Like,
patents
are
of
you
nobility.
you
Yep.
telling the family about this as well?
No.
That you're recovering the body? No, I mean, not
No.
the details, but just that.
No, because I wouldn't want to get anybody's hopes up.
Okay, well, here's the thing. What are you gonna do once you have it?
Give it to the family.
Stuff
Yeah?
it in the keep.
Just gonna give it to them?
Well, I mean,
So
they
it's
know
a-
that there was no body. I would assume that much like any family that lost a body, they would want it returned. And I have some questions.
That's why I
How
just feel
many
like you should have
families
the
do you know that
conversation
have lost
first. If
How many
What's that,
families do
Andy?
I know that have lost a body? Are we talking about Jeff or Tony? Because Tony knows 2. Jeff probably knows
I
way
mean-
more.
It happens.
I mean,
I'm not
does
saying it.
happen.
I
Mike
don't
might
think
even
anyone
know
here
a
is
few
saying
with
that it
his
doesn't.
family.
I'm just thinking you might want to tell them first before just randomly sending them the body that they have come to accept
don't-
is
No, because they don't know. There's nothing. It's not that there's a fake body in there.
Right.
It's empty.
The family knows
They
that
I
the
know
body
it.
is missing.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They know that. They've already accepted that. Like,
Have they?
I
Yeah,
would.
that's
I
the question. Have they? You should help answer that.
Nah.
No, I would totally side with Jeff on this one. Is that this is a
It's sensitive. I don't want to get their hopes up.
yeah. I mean,
And I don't
yeah,
want them to
because
know that a devil got it back for them.
there's several things where this is a conversation that we have when we have the body to give them.
You
Yeah.
don't have to divulge the stipulation of how you're getting it back. I'm just saying, like, it might be important for them to either decide, like, hey, we're accepting the fact that we don't have the body, versus, yeah, if you can get the body, we would like it, and at least have the heads up about it.
Right, but if they ask any questions, I'm way better at omitting than at saying a lie since I did this whole oath thing. I'd really rather just not.
Okay, well, I feel like if
I mean, you can
if
go
you
talk
really
to
wanted
him, but
to, you could
but that way-
probably ask Mike if
No,
you could retcon and ask them first before you actually strike this deal up to see if it even needs
No.
to happen.
No.
I didn't mean to cause this much of a headache. I'm sorry.
This is like, I mean, as silly as it is,
I feel like it's not silly. Like, you're just gonna send someone a body later.
No,
that
we're
is
sending
not. That
somebody
isn't
a
even
body.
kind of what I said.
We are returning. This is like when somebody dies overseas, and like 20 years
Yeah,
later,
you're
like,
assuming a vast amount of insensitivity that I never claimed.
Yeah. I think Adam's onto it. This is like returning a soldier's body from Vietnam.
yeah.
Which is
Okay.
the way I started off saying it all.
All right.
Yeah. Return the sender.
Oh, I like that.
That's so funny. Okay.
I wasn't
Um,
trying to paint it with insensitivity. I'm trying to paint it with more sensitivity.
Andy, I love that you put the party coffin guys on there because that is the token of the guards that are escorting
great.
the coffin just in case you guys get into a fight. That's the token I made for them.
Hilarious.
That made me so happy. So it looks like the Empress and everybody is unloading the crew you were drinking with most of the night before is talking to some of the disreputables about finding a way home. One of them is now leprous because they asked if they could see Kane's eyes and and maybe some other things. And so
Jeez.
he's not feeling really well at the moment. She promises it's only temporary, but I don't think anybody believes them. But they're all leaving, and so you guys have been assigned to go talk to the caravaner to get the caravan rolling.
Okay. Do I assume that we don't have our bears?
You
Why
don't
would
have your
assume
what?
that?
Bears.
Well, I mean, I guess we would have had to load them onto the ship.
Yeah.
They're part of our honor guard.
I didn't even think about it.
I didn't think about it until just now, honestly.
They would not fare well in the desert. It would be unwise to bring them into 114 to 120 degree heat.
Your war bears are best served in forests, not desert.
I mean,
Also, I thought the journey was part of this. So
Yeah.
what are you bringing bears for?
They're jungle bears. They're in warm weather.
They're pandas. We have
Oh,
pandas.
you know what?
jungle bears.
I mean,
No, you're right. You're right.
Constitution saving throws.
Let's bring them. It'll be difficult for them. They should burden this as well.
I mean, they can't handle it. They got no right being our mounts.
Well, there you go. I think we brought them then.
I think that's it. So
There's gonna be some dead bears in the desert.
that's how it'll be.
You spent all that time bringing them up. Now we're just gonna throw them to the waste.
At least they don't have to eat mayonnaise.
Blit.
You can have some bear meat
Just-
with mayonnaise.
I hate thinking about the mayonnaise. Do not like.
But
the
Tia got honey.
mayonnaise. She did.
I saw this Gordon Ramsay video.
Oh
where
no,
he was
did we
making a
lose Mike?
burger. I think.
I
we
think
did.
so.
I
Oh,
was
find
watching
out
this Gordon
shortly.
Ramsay video
There it
where
is.
he was making a burger,
oh dear.
and it was a parody video where they like re-edited him, and he was just putting like loads of mayonnaise on this of the burger buns, and I was
Oh.
like, oh, is that what we're doing?
We are trashing Gordon Ramsay. Mike's internet went bye-bye.
Some mayo sandwiches.
I think I should stop the recording. Is there a way to pause the recording? No, that can't happen, can it?
Have you guys seen those
I'll just
videos
leave it.
of Lord of the Rings, like orcs but with normal voices?
No.
So it's like that scene looks like meat's back in the menu, but like the guy who voices it is just, oh, looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
I just
Oh,
heard it.
great,
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
just heard it in my head. I was like, okay, what? How would that sound? It was hilarious to me.
Yeah, yeah. There's a bunch of them, and they're all really pretty funny.
That's great.
Because he does
Uh,
individually all the voices of the crowd, and then just splices them together.
yeah,
So it's
that's great.
just his voice, and they're all going, "Oh man, oh gosh, oh."
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. That's like you have skills and a sense of humor.
Yeah.
These are admirable qualities.
There's something.
They are something.
I think we lost him completely, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
There he
oh,
goes.
Whoops. Internet bonk.
like completely.
Yep,
We lost
Sure
everything.
did. I actually had to re-enter the password to get it to come back on.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So Fantasy Grounds is loading up right now.
Got it. Andy took that opportunity.
So I
wander
believe
off.
the consensus was that yes, we are bringing the Bears.
I mean, what? I don't know. Legitimately, I don't think we can bring
Yes.
the Bears.
I mean, you can bring the Bears. It's
mean,
just
but-
they're going to have a hard time.
You can bring the Bears, they're just gonna die.
You can buy more bears.
You know what? Maybe
It took
maybe
him so long
maybe
to train them to be
maybe
the
I
war
just
bears
be
that you
nice
want.
as a DM and let you bring the Bears because you guys don't get to bring your Bears often.
I could also just mass polymorph all of the camels into bears.
Or polymorph the Bears into camels, so they'll be okay.
But then they're not
So
as
we have
useful.
4 extra camels.
What if you keep their paws and their heads the same,
Oh gosh.
but they just have camel bodies, so
Oh my
they're
gosh.
okay?
I don't
to
think
be
that's how
in-
polymorph works. I don't think you can pick and choose what body parts get polymorphed.
Oh, we have
I mean,
learned that you can break
why not?
polymorph. Remember
What was that,
Jurassic
Tony?
Pork?
Yeah.
We've learned you can break polymorph if you try hard enough.
I mean, here's the deal. This is fundamentally magic. The explanation for how you can do it is it's magic.
It's magic. No,
I
alright,
can't
well,
argue with that, even if I
yeah,
want to.
I'm not gonna argue with you about it. Because I can't. I mean, I could if I really wanted to, but
I mean, but do you want to? That's the question.
no. And also no. No and no. No, I wouldn't argue about it. No, I don't want to argue with you
Oh.
about it.
Why does he look like that?
All right. Well, I am getting the Bears set up so
Copy
that you can
that.
have them.
Poor guys.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Battle Bear Galactica.
I mean, who
Alright,
knows?
so
Maybe
once
they'll
you're all
maybe they'll
logged in,
survive
I
just based
will-
on the principle of how they were brought up because of the training that you made them undergo.
They're Krench.
Maybe that'll do it.
It's like Polish fighting bears.
Whoa, what the heck happened here?
These ain't no ordinary bears, yo.
They were raised
These are
on
war
vodka.
bears.
These bears were infused with Titanbrook ale. And rage.
You guys-
These bears were infused with Hypercare. I just realized what you said.
I mean, listen,
Wow.
if the issue is that they're just going to be too hot, we'll just grab those.
Shave them.
No, that's stupid. We'll grab those
The
beer
mittens.
mugs.
It's not
beer
as stupid as you think,
helmets.
actually.
Just put water in it so that they can drink water as they're charging.
Yeah, all day.
Billy's got his bear goggles on.
Oh my gosh, it's so
All right.
tiny.
So that's where you guys are at globally. You're over there. You are headed into the circular valley with the pyramid in it.
The circular
Yeah.
what? Oh, I see.
I was like,
Valley of
um,
Kings.
it's just the circle area.
We're
with
going
the
to call
pyramid
upon
in it.
the ancients to fulfill their promise.
Isn't that where Mumra lives?
Nimrod?
Mumra. Nice. I don't know if did his lair have a name.
I have no idea.
I don't either. I don't either. Okay, I think I am back up and ready to tackle this business here.
Agreed.
So that's where you're at there. Now you are in this town right here. The caravaner is over this way.
Caravaner.
Oh, we're still waiting on who are we waiting on? Mavamine.
I'm in.
That's who we were. Oh, there it is. There he is.
I mean,
Just got in.
Cool. So you make your way across town, unless you're doing something else along the way. Are you headed right there? Or
Yeah.
cool. So you make your way across town, and now that you're in the city, the plight of the city is a bit more grave, even than it looked from down at the docks. So when the dock area is the better portion of a town, that's a thing.
That's a problem.
It definitely looks like these people have not had food regularly in a while. They fish a lot. There is some resource gathering in the sands nearby in the desert. This is an area of the desert that does have some life in it, not like out in the splintered sands, but it's just been tough. You see a lot of begging, a lot of hurt people. You see some people that they look like veterans from the war who were wounded and are now not doing so hot, and that would be a little appalling to you guys. The Empire takes care of their own, especially if they've been hurt in combat, and here they just don't anymore. So that's kind of the setting of the culture.
What was
I'm
that,
sorry, Andy. What was that?
matter like they can't afford to take care of them.
That does kind of seem to be what it looks like, because there just seems to be a lot of disrepair in the city, period. So there's a lot of rundown looking buildings and all that type of stuff going on.
Is there maybe something that we can do temporarily, and then maybe something later, long term, that anyone can think of that?
Well, what do you have in
I mean,
mind? I mean,
I don't know. I'm just that was a pretty open-ended statement, because I realize we're talking about an entire city, and we're just. I mean, I don't want to say we're just the Granite Backs. I mean, but we are just 4
right.
people at the moment.
Yeah, there's probably about 15,000 people that live here, and so it's a big problem to handle. But I mean, if you can think of something to do, you're more than welcome to do it.
What seems to be at least the immediate issue here? Is it lack of food? Is it lack of like infrastructure? Like, you know what I
The
mean?
infrastructure seems like it was okay. It's probably a lack of food and in commerce. The commerce is probably now all completely internal. There's no real outside trade going on here. When it was a port of the Empire, stuff happened here, but now it's just Capsani. And
Before
so why
everything
would
broke
I
up, you
stop
mean?
there to trade with poor people when I can sail around the coast of Thivis over to Cavasto and actually make money? It's that type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like
The people
trading with Wyoming.
Yeah,
So-
you have people that have money that are just slowly collecting more money, and people that don't have money slowly.
Yeah. Basically, what I'm hearing is that something needs to be invested in here that would actually bring people here to help the economy.
Correct. That's kind of the plight that it's in.
So maybe long term, if we could help set up something that would do that.
Well, I mean, we don't have any business being here. You know what I mean? Like, there's a piece of it where the people who live here. I'm thinking about it in terms of if we come in and do something to generate interest in this town, it's not up to us to continue that. It's up to the people who live here to do something with that. And
Unless we're
if
moving
they're
here.
not, I'm not moving here.
I said unless we're moving here.
Yeah, and I'm not. So I mean, it's one of those things to where it's like sending foreign aid to a country that's just gonna not continue, or just gonna continue to like misspend money.
Do they have issues with things that our guild could handle, where we could set up a temporary startup, like we did in Illinois? And
The people in charge here probably won't like that. The people in charge here are probably using the squalor to keep people under their thumb.
Have you ever cared
You-
about
you-
that?
Those are some questions you could maybe get answered, whether or not the people in charge here would care about such a thing. But they do likely have problems that a guild could handle, because you don't see, traveling through the city as you approach that central bazaar area, you don't see many armed guards at all. You see one or two in maybe your first hour's walk across the town, and that's it. Where normally in a city this side, you'd have seen dozens by now. So there are likely problems, but as Jeff suggested, maybe some of those problems are used to keep the city in a state that keeps them controllable.
Yeah,
Um,
and on
Not
top of
like
that, well, I mean, on top of that, if we put a satellite guild out here, who can afford to hire them?
I'm not like saying we have to do something about every problem that we come across. I'm just thinking from the perspective of like, this place obviously used to be part of the same empire that, we all didn't want to see destroyed, and now it is. And this just happens to be part of extraneous further fallout, and we're coming through here for the first time in like a long time. And that's all I'm trying to get at.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean,
And
like
I
where
know
I'm
I know there's a lot of questions that we could, possibly try to answer, and like to your point, yeah, they might just fritter it away. Like maybe that's the state of the people here. You're absolutely right. But like
Yeah.
until we know that,
I totally respect where you're coming from on this. Where I'm coming from on this is that this isn't the empire. They left the empire.
actually, Kepsani would have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Capitulated, forfeited. The agreement to end the war was that the empire could keep no holding in the north. And
Right.
Thivis
What I
and
meant.
Kipsani were not really in on that. They wanted to stay part of the empire, but in order to stop the fighting, that's what had to happen.
So the way that I look at it is that the people who wanted to like the empire isn't a geographical location clearly because we
That these people could have gone south.
yeah, and they didn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
but
they
also
did, and the people
it,
who stayed have no loyalty to the empire.
yeah,
Like,
it
I'm not
wasn't
interested.
a necessarily unanimous decision.
It
What do you mean?
wasn't. So
I mean, there's like this place didn't necessarily vote one way or the other, like
Oh,
exclusively.
yeah.
Like its people are probably equally divided to an extent.
this place didn't vote at all. Basically, they were pro empire side during the war, and
There you
for the
go.
most part got abandoned.
Yeah.
Which I mean, honestly, just makes it more insulting. Then
Yeah, it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot for this city. So you hit the central bazaar, and still you don't see many guards at all. There are people here. You do see people trying to sell things. You've never seen goods and food this cheap anywhere, and people still aren't buying. Like, and there's nothing that really catches your eye that you guys would need, but it's startling. Like clothes and common utensils and even typical, standard entry level weaponry selling for half as much as it would in any other civilized location, just cheap. And very few people are buying. There's a lot of people looking, but nobody's buying.
So my take on that is that it's not necessarily that they're not interested in it, is that they just can't afford it.
That's a good take. That's pretty much what you're seeing, because you watch a few people as you take the time to go across the bazaar, and they go from the same types of stands, and you can tell they're looking for the best deal, and then they are walking away with almost nothing. But
Yeah.
they do cough up some coins to get some stuff, and as cheap as it is, they have nothing in return for it.
Yeah.
So you cross through the bazaar, and you see.
what was that, Adam?
I was just
Yep.
gonna say there's just no
There-
money
there-
for them.
Yeah. Like I mean, even like something as simple as like trying to buy stuff at like, fair market value, like would have little to no impact.
I mean, like some of the
Like,
stuff looks. I would guess like some of the stuff they're like selling for just over cost, and it's still not selling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you get to the caravanner's place. It's pretty easy to spot. There's not a whole lot of places nearby that can have the room to house elephants or have them. But you find this place. It is a small walled compound. I shouldn't say it's small. It's a rather large walled compound. And you are greeted by a really gaunt, old, but tough looking, like
very last time I heard you talk about a walled compound, Adam threw bombs in it.
I've talked about walled compounds since
I don't
before
know.
the
I don't
mecha
know.
rat.
Compound
That
walls.
was a long time ago. That was Giovanni's house, and you stole it from him after you killed him. But it's walled and gated. You follow the sounds of the elephants really to get to it. And you meet this old dude. He's a tough old grizzled guy. He's kind of gaunt, but not like in the starved sense. But he's so wiry that you can. It looks like there is skin and then large tight muscles and then bones underneath him. That's all this guy's made up of. He's got this long gray beard that's got these big brass rings in it. It's very dwarf like the way he wears his beard. And he walks with a bit of a hunch. He introduces himself as Kian, the caravaner. I am Kian, the caravaner. What would four dwarves be doing here? Are you here to pick up the ladies' order? And he gestures towards a big pack of camels and 2 elephants.
I was really hoping he would say pick up the ladies, and then he was gonna point to a bunch of like ladies lined up against the wall, like we're there to like. I was like, bro, is Mike really going there? Like, is that where this is going? Are you going to pick up the ladies? we're in the stables to pick up chicks.
I mean,
Oh.
honestly, like after the conditions that he's described here, would you really be
mean,
that surprised?
No,
John's not wrong,
I
though.
was in on it. I was like, I'm here. This is how this place works. You don't go to the bar to pick up chicks. You go to the stables.
It's
The
the
ladies
same building.
the ladies there are more stable.
I mean, this is like the only building in town that has
Walls.
walls, so
It's safe.
this is
It's
the-
not, but it's one of them.
Yeah, yes, we're here to pick up the ladies' order.
Ah, very good. So it will be 200 gold pieces for the elephants and camels, and the cart rentals is the 200 gold pieces for water, 200 for food, and another 100 for tents, and then 150 gold pieces if you would like a cart.
While he's
we
saying
were
this,
told
I'm
it
going
was all
to read
paid
his mind.
for.
Is this stuff that was already for?
Yeah, that's gonna be my
Make
question, bro.
a roll on Kian, the caravaner.
Oh, son.
That's really good.
Game over,
So
Kian.
there are several things happening in Kian's mind right now. He
Oh, man.
is guarding his. You pick up that immediately. He is not so much because he thinks anybody's about to read his mind, because people don't. Even though that can happen in this world, people just don't walk around thinking that that's about to happen. He is more like a poker player trying not to give away the fact that he's got a good hand. But there is something else with that roll. You and at first when you pick up on he's got a good hand and he's trying, you're like, okay, he's just trying to make some extra money off of us, blah blah. That's really where your mind goes at first, until you get images of a band of what appear to be brigands led by a woman wearing scarlet red, and they are setting up shop out in the desert, and you see Kian riding a horse away from that group, and he is trying very hard not to think about that.
Are you sharing this?
He's selling us out.
Or are you going to keep that to yourself there, Thanak?
I will share that psychically with the party.
Okay, real quick side thought here, depending on how we want to engage this situation. I just want to understand. We were sent to go and pick up this order. What's kind of like the hierarchy for this group that we're with? Like, someone would probably know if this has in fact already been taken care of or not monetarily. Who would we talk to about that?
Yes, that's a good question. That is something I omitted before. The Empress would have sent you with 1,000 gold for to pick up the caravan and supplies if you found anything else you thought that they needed.
Okay.
There you go.
So let's see. I think he was
I would
definitely
ask.
over 1,000. If
No, it was
Repeat that
250
question.
gold pieces
No?
for the animals, 200 gold pieces for water, 200 gold pieces for food, and another 100 gold pieces for tents. If you wanted a cart, that would be another 150. And so then he was like, so it's going to be 800 gold total. It would be 950 if you want the carts.
Thanak,
That was his sales pitch.
do you
Okay,
want me
I must have done that
to
wrong because I got
restrain
900
him?
with the cart.
You didn't do that wrong. Since you're investigating it, you didn't do that wrong.
Oh, okay. So he just know math well.
No, he knows that very well.
He hoped he
also
said it
knows-
fast enough that we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, well, I'm gonna start unless anyone else wants to. I'll
Well,
just
in my
point out
mind-
to him that comes out to 900 and not 950.
we got the math guy, the
And that's just
psychic
the
guy.
first thing I'm gonna say to him, and that's all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to him.
Nope, Thanak.
The only
But this is
way-
really
Well,
funny that this is coming from Othig and not
I
anyone
know. I
else.
was just gonna say, like, clearly Othig is the math savant.
would
Yeah.
be a full
War
Definitely,
tactics.
definitely only
savant.
800 gold pieces.
Jeff would also ask Thanak if he would like this man restrained in our minds. I would ask Thanak. I guess I would ask the guys that, given that
Well, don't-
Thanak just told us this guy is.
We don't need to rough him up or anything or touch him.
No, I don't want to rough him up, but I definitely want.
That's why I said restrained.
No, I want. I was gonna say it, but you're probably better at it. Something along the lines of, like, do we get a discount for being set up?
Oh, yeah, I'll do that. I'll pull that one.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I like where all this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask what the cost, what he's worth.
You know what you
And
should
what
do?
the
You should
discount
ask him if the
is.
extra 50 gold is for being set up.
So here's what's happening in real time. He says this. We take about 30 seconds, and then Othik says that's not the right amount of money, and then we all just stare at him.
And then Jeff comments about, like, so how much is it worth for you because you've set us up? How much are you worth in this whole
Yep.
setup agreement? What's your take?
Yep.
Something along those lines.
Is he
All
wearing
right,
armor
so
of any
Jeff,
kind, or
go
is
ahead
he...
and make it. No, he's just he's got some like long curved hook daggers that are pretty common in the eastern part of the empire. You see a lot of them back in Minos.
Gotcha.
And he's got 2 of those, but that's really common for anybody to carry, so it's not exceptional.
Okay.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check at advantage, Jeffrey.
Matt is
Oh.
totally using the image that Thanak gives him and just draw like a picture of the Scarlet Woman.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, that's nice. That's
I'm
real
pretty
nice.
sure. I'm pretty sure I like fluff
What
out
did
my
you roll?
wings and I invoke my like
did you
angelic
roll?
presence, and I'm just like, "Excuse me, sir."
36.
Like,
A
I'm the size of a
36.
child. I just look up at him. I'm like, "Sir, you wouldn't hurt a child, would you?"
So all of this unfolds, and he's like, "No, you misunderstood. And Kian is not a cheat. It's not a thief setup. I do not know what you're talking about." And then Mav kind of like flips the parchment over with the picture on it, and he's like, "She'll kill me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to set you up, but she's going to kill me, and she's going to kill my boy." And he points over at like clearly a different race who's sweeping up the stables.
Oh my gosh. Who is she and what
Clearly
happened?
not his kid. Clearly not his kid. Can I just use minor illusion and have
Clear-
the child explode?
Clearly not his child.
Yeah,
Um,
I just want to use
he
like
says,
minor illusion.
he says she's the scarab, the red scarab. She'll kill me if she finds out that you. How did you know? And he's like, oh, you are not real dwarves. And he gets like terrified looking, and now he's cowering. He's like, you're some sort of
Well, one of
otherworld
us.
creature.
One
I'm
of
just
us
gonna.
initially wasn't a real dwarf.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at
Maybe-
that. I'm gonna be like, by Cain's beard, I am a dwarf.
Gosh.
St. Kate's beard.
What was I actually going to say to him now? I can't even
Huh.
think what I was trying
He is
to.
currently groveling at your feet, like he's
Okay,
clutching at
no,
them and pawing at him, and
no.
he's begging forgiveness.
No,
Oh,
get up.
I love it. I'm just
Just
roiling in it.
explain this situation. He needs to explain himself. Like, explain yourself.
Yeah, we'll
So he
we'll say you need like explain yourself and understand we know that you're lying.
Oh, and
Well,
probably also
he-
mention in there that possibly we can help if you talk to us.
How magically sensed does he seem to be?
he doesn't seem to be magically sensed at all.
Is he Oathig
This
level?
seriously just seems like the guy who runs the caravan shop.
So Matt is going to
Is what?
cast,
I said, is he Oathig level?
No, he's less than.
Oh man, it's bad.
Matt is going to cast.
Oathig has cast spells before.
Yeah.
Yeah, one.
on
What
accident.
are you casting?
Guidance, just very elaborately.
Okay.
He's going to state that it is a zone of
Yeah.
truth.
And he's coming, he's like unraveling. And he's like, okay, I'll tell you everything. Come over here. And he takes you kind of to an overhang, and he pulls this map out and he lays it out, and he's like, here is your route. This is the route that the Empress has sent to me. And the red scarab, she comes to my house and she says, if you do not tell me where they're going to be and when, then I will stab you and everyone you've ever cared about. And he looks around to see if like you're buying into this. And this guy has like gone into almost like full-on actor mode. This story is big. He's feeling that he maybe has a way out. So he's trying to make sure that he is being over the top clear with everything. And he tells you that he's never done anything like this before, and then
Isn't this your
immediately stops
department?
and says,
Don't you
well,
don't you squash this stuff when it starts to happen? Isn't this your job? Isn't this your thing?
Who?
You
Me?
isn't this like where you step in and you're like, no, dude. Like,
I mean, I'm listening to him.
okay,
I feel like
I'm giving him enough rope to see if he's
yeah.
gonna hang.
I want to
I'm
see.
just
I want to
surprised
see.
you let it go on for this long.
I want to see if I can scare him just a little bit more, and I just want to lean in and be like, "You failed the test, friend. Now she really is gonna kill you."
and so he says, okay, so maybe I have done something like this before, but like never out on the road to the Valley of the Emperor's Rest. This is the first time like I've done it to like other people who deserved it, but never to anyone good.
I'm
It was-
I'm just gonna like psychically whisper into his head. I know what you did.
He pees himself.
Free elephants.
No,
He
they don't need to
definitely
be
wets
free.
himself,
Oh,
and
this poor guy.
he's really unraveled at this time. And you hear the kid over there sweeping up. He's like, ha ha.
Hey, Othig or Athenic, you want to read that kid's mind real quick? Make sure he's not some kind of like spy.
I mean, he is absolutely a spy. He's a kid.
Right? Can you just make sure before I kill him?
Just make sure
Before
he's
you
not
kill the kid.
the red scarab spy.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
who are you
more
killing?
nervous about the child than I like. Though children like that are what developed into people like me and that guy right there. We don't need to leave somebody that like hates us for all
Legitimately
eternity
not
and becomes
trusting
a
anyone at
hero.
the moment.
You know.
I mean, like, I'm not. The plan here isn't to get him to hate us.
Anyway, just a thought.
So you now know exactly where the bandits are planning on attacking your
Wow.
caravan.
We could counter their.
As long as it's like weather permitting, it will happen shortly. It will happen as the sun comes up on day 3, and they will use the blinding sun across the dunes as kind of a camouflage to charge your group from the east.
Oh man, I'm gonna let our group know. I can definitely mess with that. You know, that whole 10 miles of weather thing. Can still do that.
Yeah.
They're
You
gonna
have-
use the sun coming from the east as camouflage, but wouldn't that create a silhouette for them?
No.
Hey Tony, do you have Tony?
The sun would be at their backs.
It's still
It
blinding.
would at certain points, but if they time it right, like nobody looks at the sun,
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
you know. So you wouldn't naturally be looking into
Yeah.
that direction.
I can
I mean,
picture
it's
exactly what he's
more of a-
saying.
No,
Like I've
no,
I've
it's not. It's
experienced
not
that,
like it's
so.
flat terrain and is dunes. So okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that. Yeah. All right.
Jeff, do you have like I don't know what it would be, programmed illusion? I guess I'm not
I
sure,
do,
but could you
actually.
could you could you make an image of the 4 of us?
I
Well,
think-
no, I guess you'd have to make a
It'd have to be a lot more.
illusion of the
There's gonna be
caravan.
a lot of people.
Yeah, you're talking about like the whole caravan.
Let's see. Depending on how long we have to set up, days wise, and if this place has some jade I could buy, actually I don't even need that much. I could set up the entire caravan to go through that space. If you want to take 2 or 3 days, I could establish the entire caravan to be going through that space as an illusion.
Well,
Okay.
it will happen on your 3rd day out. So,
Mm,
and the Empress's intention is to leave today.
yeah. But I
But
could
that's
always.
have days to figure out.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we can try to figure something out on the way. I will try to read that kid's mind and see if he's
Yes. Read the
He's,
child's
Okay,
mind.
make a roll on the kid.
Dude,
Fancy
impossible.
Grounds is making up for Dice Maiden rolls
For
here.
real.
For real.
So the
Dang.
kid's mind is like he's really happy that you're sticking it to Kian. He thinks it's great that somebody's finally taking advantage of the swindler. He kind of tracks with what Kian has said, that he's never really hurt anybody that he would consider to be a good person or a commoner. He screwed over some pirates and some of the other criminal people in town, but never anybody. This was his first dip into this, but there was just so much money to be made
yeah.
in this that he couldn't turn it down. And and the kid does, like, he is thinking about how 3 of the brigands showed up here with the red scarab, and they did threaten to kill him too. So he's corroborating that.
Yeah.
But then he's thinking about how great it's gonna be when his little friends rob you when you leave this place.
There you go.
And there are several urchins out there nearby in hidden areas that are ready to pickpocket the granite backs. So thanks to Thanak reading everybody's mind, you have upended all my screw you, I took your stuff plans.
Wow. 2 19s and you just derailed the night.
Yeah.
No, you didn't derail the night. It's just
Thanak,
I
do you
had- I
share
had some
that one
plans
with
to
us?
steal a bunch of money.
What did you say, Tony?
Do you share that with us?
Yes.
I'm casting invisibility on the child.
Invisibility?
Yep.
No. We should totally all just glare at him and be like, "And you better tell your friends no."
Come
Yeah.
on, I want to make him think that I want to think that I want him to think that I turned him into a ghost.
So you're making it obvious that you cast a spell at this kid.
Oh, absolutely.
So Jeff turns around, looks at the kid, and does something like, "Oogity boogity, I'm casting magic," and he wiggles his fingers at him, and the kid like instantly becomes invisible, and then starts crying. and then there's a wet puddle on the ground over there.
And now we say, hey, tell your friends we know your
No.
plan.
No, we don't. Here's
No?
what we do.
Oh
Here's
no.
what we do.
Oh
got
no.
It just got
So-
better.
So we take our coin purses and put
Oh
them in more
yeah.
more
Secure.
secure places, and we replace them with
Manure.
no, I was originally thinking that, and I'm gonna make it better.
Oh no.
You know those tracks that are like they're dollars that are like bent in half, and when you open
Bible
them up,
tracks.
yes, it's just a bunch of like martyr tracks.
And a contract, because these kids are worth something. Let's give them a contract. They should, if they can make their way to the guild, we'll hire them.
Yeah.
They're a network.
Yeah.
These are totally those kids
Alright.
from Baldur's Gate 3. Little
Yep.
jerks.
So they there's little robbing urchins in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're
that's fun.
awful.
That's really funny. So the kid goes running out of the compound screaming that I'm dead, he turned me into a ghost. And you look out the front gate and you see the alley that you came down to get here, and all these little heads pop out, and then they can't see their friend, but he's screaming, and then they all start screaming and run away.
That's good enough.
Well, you never know. There might still be some out there.
Oh, that makes me. That's pure joy. He's like that for an hour until I turn it off. So I'll let
Yeah.
him run amok for a little bit.
Or unless he decides to kill somebody
Or
or steal
if
something.
he
from
tries to
someone.
attack somebody or steal something. Oh,
'Cause
I'm a
if he starts
ghost.
to suspect he's not dead, just invisible, he's definitely going to go take advantage of that and get arrested and then probably killed. So good job.
Hey, well, you got to learn some way.
You live and learn. So is there anything else you'd like to do with this guy, or are you just taking your stuff and leaving?
Okay, so
We should pay him.
we're gonna pay him.
Yeah, pay him
The standard wage for what these
the,
are worth.
the fair standard wage.
No discount.
No, because I mean we're paying for services.
He like
All right.
with
yeah.
everything that we described
How
here,
much-
like this guy still needs to like we need to at least give him what's due.
Yeah,
okay.
the
Hey.
biggest problem with this town is there's no money in it.
But
Mhm.
how much did he make from the scarabs?
That is
That's
a good
the
question.
question.
Like how much were we worth? How much did we get sold out for? Like
Because
You were
our
10% of the take.
So our cost minus that. So what would our take? Or has they?
So he didn't get paid yet. He
He did not get paid yet.
Oh,
No. Yep. He was going to get paid for whatever the scarabs took off of the royal family and all of you.
so
So here's the problem with giving this guy a bunch of money. That
I
paints
mean,
a
like, do we
target
want
on
to try
him.
to figure out like what that cost would be?
Well, whatever we have. Our cost is whatever we have on us. He gets 10% of
including
whatever
not,
we have.
not just we, the whole caravan.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's
Right.
what I meant by the we. I didn't mean us as in the four of us. I meant we as
Oh,
in the
okay.
caravan.
Yeah.
There's just us, and then
The royalty.
there'd be
Yeah.
12 camels worth of supplies.
Yeah.
As well as the
Royals
royal
Yeah.
family, whatever.
And they brought a lot. They're Kren, but they're still royals. They brought a lot of stuff.
I was
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
it's it's a burial for a king. I'm assuming that there's gonna be stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's two things here. I want to make sure this guy gets paid for the elephants and the camels and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to just rob him because that's just perpetuating his need to do more illegal activities.
Mm-hmm. What is the renown of the scarab? Like level of
Oh,
bad,
that's a good question. Is
of
she
bad
new?
guy
Is she not
entrepreneur.
new?
She is new. She has shown up on the scene in the last handful of months. Her renown is she typically causes problems for people she feels deserve it. But she is known to be ruthless, and yeah,
And she's the what? The red scarab? What is it?
The red scarab.
Yeah.
Does she have a
Um,
name? Does anybody know her name?
She's not given anyone her name.
Mm.
So part of the other issue with this, and this is not a conversation to have around this guy, so we can either do it in our head or whatever. But um, how strong is our fighting force that we have with us, including ourselves and the guards that are
Yep, you have 8 of the royal guardsmen. Basically, Xillisthan's bodyguards.
okay. So it would be what, the 12 of us?
Mm-hmm.
Did
And his eldest son is no slouch either,
yeah.
but he's of fighting age. The girl and the younger son, they would be considered level 1 fighters at this point because they're younger, but they're
Mhm.
still Krens, so they've been training with weapons since they were born.
Sure, yeah.
Mom is also a skilled combatant as well, but they would, for the most part, probably just protect themselves and only attack if attacked,
Right, yeah.
type thing. Or if it
Yeah,
was going poorly, needed to be there.
I mean, it would definitely be one of those things to where the royal guard, their job is to make sure that they don't have to fight.
Exactly. They would only fight if it felt like they needed to.
Yeah.
So my concern here is unless we take out
Are-
the
are
red
you-
scarab, this guy's in danger. We either need to altercate or avoid. And if we altercate, this guy's in trouble. In which case, paying him is worthless. If we are
Additionally,
going to pay
avoid,
him,
he's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we need to do
That's
something
what I'm
about
saying.
the red scarab.
He's in
We
trouble
need to
regardless.
win while not looking like we knew that it was coming, while not looking like we prepared for it.
I would
More than
also
what
like
you-
to point out, not our problem. Like, I appreciate where we're at. I appreciate the Kren mentality, but this guy's life, compared to some of the other things that we have been asked to do,
That's true.
we could avoid.
That's
And
true.
when we finish our other tasks, come back and not put these people in danger that we are taking with us.
Well, part of the issue here is the reason why I was asking what, like, how large our fighting force is because the Red Scarab and her crew would need to be large enough to where they think that they have
The upper
Yeah.
hand.
the upper
Mhm.
hand.
Yeah.
with a royal entourage.
Which leads me to the
But here's
question
the
that I was
thing.
going to ask:
Oh.
are we going to let them know what's coming?
I mean, I don't know if we should let the
The guard.
our team, absolutely 100%.
Uh-huh.
My issue isn't about necessarily saving this guy.
Okay.
It's about our job is to transport
Yep.
the quote unquote remains
I
Mhm.
agree, and if
of,
we
and
even wanted to be
somebody is threatening the empire.
Yeah.
This isn't about saving this guy. This is about the Red Scarab has made plans to attack a funeral.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that wow moment,
Yeah,
that infamous one. Yeah.
yeah.
No, but anyway, so like this guy is probably at least I mean, obviously he's intelligent enough to realize, like, after this conversation, that he likely assumes that he could be in some amount of trouble. Like, that should just be obvious.
I mean, the P
Oh,
in him is
he's clear that he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah. Like, because we don't know if, like, they're sending everyone or not.
We have to assume they're sending everyone, and if they're not sending everyone, they should.
No,
But
but
at
to
the
your
end of-
point, so, like, even if we take care of everyone, like, we can't ensure that guy's safety because we have no idea.
What if
No, but here's the thing. It's not, as long as this guy plays the part and we play the part of, he didn't tell us anything. We just came in here, bought the elephants, bought the camels, and left like we were supposed to. There's
Mhm.
no indication that he.
Well, it's not like we're gonna gloat on the battlefield. We knew you were coming. Ha,
Right.
ha, ha.
Yeah. So I mean, there shouldn't be any reason. like if they quote unquote ambush us and we
Mhm.
survive, there's no reason for them to go, well, we're just gonna go kill that guy just to
Well,
spite him.
I'm going to
Possibly,
remove
but
your
who knows
quote
why
unquote
evil people do what
ambush
evil people do.
for a moment of if we leave and this guy is still here, what's to stop him from sending word ahead of us or turning on us the way that he turned on them if someone scarier than us shows up? Like
that's
the
a valid
quote
point.
unquote. So my thought here was my thought. I know some places we can send him with some money to make his way back here eventually, where if he wants to send word, he's going to have to find a friend. And if we send him to where our friends are, chances are he won't find a friend there.
You want to send him to Grandback Keep?
I really do.
So I was going to
No.
suggest is can we send him away or offer him the chance to be sent away?
Mm-hmm.
No, we should assume he's going to go tell them, and we should let him. And then I will
So
scry on him when he does.
my only problem with that is we just had a conversation where Othig yelled at Jeffrey about respect. We're about to take a bunch of people into a situation that we could avoid. Or we ask them, do you guys want to go get in a fight with the King's honor guard? Like this sounds like you guys want to go start a fight?
Yeah,
Like I don't think our people that we're leading are going to be like, no, let's not fight. They're Kren.
I mean, I do feel like the least ideal time to be picking a fight is during a funeral procession. Like, I
have
feel
you
like,
met us?
look, I'm not saying there's a bad time to fight. I just said like,
Yep. I would
the
want to
least
offer
desirable
anybody who
time for
doesn't
better
want
No,
to
here's the
the
thing.
option not to.
There might not necessarily be a bad time to fight, but there is a good time to fight, and a funeral is
Right.
a great time.
I wanna
to fight.
offer anyone who does not want to an option to not be part of that. We'll hide them in my mansion. We'll make sure that they're safe, and
we'll
we
make
can go
sure
have a
that we
fight,
label them
and we can have
coward.
fun. Yeah, okay. People are allowed to be cowards, man.
Not in the Kren.
probably
I
not
mean the Kren as an empire is kind of falling apart. So that's really your opinion versus mine.
Yes, the Kren opinion versus the
The Kren-
outsider, not Kren dwarf faker.
the Kren Empire hasn't fallen apart. It's just smaller than it used to be.
It's becoming more tightly knit. But
It-
that was
it's
all.
absolutely becoming more tightly knit.
All I want to say on that is I want to make sure that if anybody does not want to potentially
So-
die,
Like, what are you saying? Like, you want to give the guards an out?
I want to give not necessarily the guards, but maybe the Emperor's kid
Well,
Uh,
here's the I mean,
or
bottom
wife.
line is that we are not in charge.
Correct.
So we should return this information to the group.
So, okay, so there's a few different ideas here, and it sounds like we can present all those ideas to see which one is
Yep.
accepted.
And then
Is
all
that-
of
is
those
that what we're deciding on?
combined with, can I send this guy? Can I send him?
I feel like that will probably be part of the decision that gets made.
Hold on.
'Cause
You don't. Well,
That
hold on.
involves
I have a
that involves like one or two of the plans.
Okay.
yeah. I have a question for Mike real quick.
Yeah.
I have a question for a spell.
I don't know about funerals.
If
Okay.
Oh, can you wipe this guy's mind?
if you have, can you scry on how do somebody who has hunter's mark on them, where you where they are, and you scry on them, will the scry have a better chance of because obviously I don't really know anything about this guy, so and there's
Yeah.
no real sense of familiarity, but would hunter's mark allow that scry to find its mark easier?
Yes, I would rule that it would. Yeah.
Okay. So I will cast Wish to cast a level 8 Hunter's Mark on this guy.
Oh, I mean, what does that increase the duration to?
To forever, basically.
You just have GP. You have outstanding DPS on this guy.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
think
you just tagged a shark, basically. It's like
yeah,
yeah. All of this thing till it
I
dies.
I think it only increases it no matter how many spell levels. It only increases it to like a full day,
Mhm.
but it might be longer. Hold on, actually, let me read that.
That's
I think it's 24 hours.
Yeah, I think
spectacular.
that's the longest.
8 hours. Thanks, that was 24.
All right. So yeah, you can definitely do that for sure.
So
So he's
yeah,
marked.
so he's marked, and then my thought process on this is that
Wait. Do you not want to wait to do that until after we find out which plan is being accepted as what we're going with?
I mean it doesn't matter.
I mean, I'm just saying because like then you may or may not have to use a wish for an 8th level hunter's mark.
I mean it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because if we can make whatever plans we want, he is going to make whatever decision he's going to make. So if we
Okay.
make a plan and then he changes his mind and goes squirrels off somewhere,
Ah,
know it.
Okay.
it's true.
All right. So you mark the guy, and then you inform the
I
Empress.
feel like
Take
I
the
feel like
caravan out.
a giant spotlight just showed over his head and won't go away.
Uh, and so, what are you doing with this guy? Are you leaving him here? Are you taking him with you to go back with the Empress?
I think
No,
that's the
Like, are you
question that we're
sending
trying
him
to
to
get.
grant it back to you?
I think we'll
That's the
leave it
question that
here.
we're trying to get answered with because it depends on which kind of plan like we decide to go with because I feel like we
Yeah.
have a few different plans and only not all of them involve sending this guy away. I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
they all do.
I think we just, for the moment,
we leave him,
we just leave him,
and
Well,
then
yeah, for the moment, yeah, leave him, but go
and then
talk
we'll go
to.
back and we'll talk to
Yeah.
the royal family.
And if one of the plans involves sending him away, well, we're gonna know where he is because
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you pay the man the agreed upon price, not the shyster price, and then you head off and take the caravan back to the queen or the empress and the rest of the guards and all that and the kids and you let everybody know what's going on. Well, not everybody. I'm sure the kids don't need to know, but you let the important people know what's going on, and they are pretty adamant about hitting the road and dealing with whatever. They get kind of arrogant about it, about we can handle some brigands. This is not going to be
And
a
it's
thing,
like
especially
I'm
we know there's
totally with them. It's not even that like
Yep.
we can totally, it's that we should. They have offended the royal family during a
that's kind of the
funeral
cut.
march.
That's kind of the cut of the jib that you're getting from the Empress. Um, the royal guard does try to like quote unquote talk her out of it because it's her job to talk the queen down, but you can tell that she wants to fight him too. But so it's pretty much like, yeah, let's go deal with these people.
Well, it's like you said, Adam. Nothing better to do during a funeral than have a fight. I guess.
Clearly, you guys have been to some boring funerals.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So is there anything you want to do with Kian, or are you just gonna leave him there and see what he does?
Whoa.
has he done anything yet since we left?
I mean, your outstanding plan is to scry on him if you get the inclination that he is going
Yeah.
to basically rat us out. So that's just the outstanding plan. I feel like then,
Sure.
like you're gonna check in on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. So we'll know.
So
Oh,
it takes you about an hour to get back out of the area to meet up with the queen. So if he was going to take off, he would have done it by now. Do you want to scry on him now, or are you going to wait?
I'm gonna wait. Um, has he moved at all?
You have to scry on him to do that.
I mean,
No.
with Hunter's Mark. I would
Oh,
know if he's
Hunter's
moved.
Mark.
Yeah.
That's right. You can follow him with Hunter's Mark. He has
Also,
moved.
the possibility that he could send word to someone
Yep.
else that like he might not have to go himself.
oh,
Well,
like, we
right,
just
right.
assumed that he would, but he might not be the one to deliver the message.
I have an idea. Before we leave him, I could have put him in on our telepathic bond, and then I can just let him know.
Doesn't he have to be willing?
Does he?
He does have be
Yeah.
well.
Aw.
Sorry,
Alright.
dude. I
No,
love
that's
the
okay.
idea,
That's good to
but
know. I'm actually really glad to know
We
that.
covered that before at some point.
I'm sure it's come up.
So you guys, as you're riding the animals and leading the caravan back to the meeting place with the Empress at a what is supposed to be a fairly swanky inn in town where they'll be getting lunch while you meet them there. You feel and tracking of this guy that he is moving much quicker than walking pace, even running pace, to the south, and that he heads first this way, then down this way, and then over to here, and he's down at the docks right now.
Down at the docks? Yeah, I'll
Can,
spot him.
Can Jeff just send him a message and ask him where he's going?
no,
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 I
there's
don't
so
wanna
much
do that.
more fun to scry on him.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because if he's gonna turn on us, I don't want him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
This is
If
the way we
he's-
get the true story.
Yeah,
You
'cause
want
if he's gonna turn on us,
Yep, I get it.
then I
Yeah.
totally
Okay.
want to know what
Yep.
the plans are so
Yep.
we can avoid
Yep.
that.
And that
That's how we
sending
get the
spell
real
I send
plan.
him should be as accurate to his location as possible. Hey, who's the lady in red you're talking to?
No, we already did that to him once. He knows, and he'll know a
So-
second time after we fix whatever's about to.
Yep. So you scry on him, and he is running up to like every person that looks like a sailor, and he's like grabbing them and shaking them. He's like, "Where's your captain going? I have to get out of here." And then he'll run up to somebody else. He's like, "Are you going across the sea? I have a little bit of money to pay." And he's like talking to anyone and everyone who will listen to him. He is obviously looking for a way out of Capsani.
Okay.
He's just trying to save his own teeth.
Can we offer him an out now?
Can we?
I
wait?
mean, do
I
we
can-
want to?
I can offer him an out now, and we could send him to the guild, and they'll just put him to work.
They will put him to work.
I mean, we could just.
We'll send. We'll have this guy. We'll make this guy our ambassador to the bug hive. Hey, you're really good at like underhanded deals and stuff. Go try that here, and if you're successful, you're a full-fledged member,
Goodbye, Kian.
Sounds
right?
Yeah.
absurd.
But if he's successful,
Gosh.
So
do we want to offer him a teleport out of town, a faster, more advantageous way that may keep him allied to us?
Did he leave the kid
No.
in charge?
No. Send him a message.
Okay.
Send him a message that says, "Get back to work." And that's all it says.
Wow.
Done and done.
Wow.
Quit trying to
I mean,
flee
'cause
town.
legitimately,
Get back to work.
if those people show up and he's gone, they're gonna know something's up.
Yep.
okay.
Not a bad
Make an
idea.
intimidation check at advantage, please, Jeff.
Oh no, poor guy.
Can we include that? Yeah, no.
Oh, let's see. How? Yeah, that's still dumb good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Plus 17.
I will have to roll a nat 20 probably to beat that. Oh, it's close. 18 on the dice. So you just get the response. Okay. it's really sad, really defeated.
Really defeated.
Okay, and then it moves much slower, but it does start moving back north.
Yep.
Alright.
I'm gonna find an urchin, and I'm just gonna give them a note with like 5 gold to deliver a note to this guy that just says, if you're still here when we get back, and we are successful without being double crossed, I will see to it that you get wherever it is you want to go.
And there will be a contract.
Yep.
All right, so you slip this urchin a note. Roll a d20 for me.
You-
Just a straight luck check.
Hwadyao.
Can we tell him we'll be watching?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so you find an honest-looking kid, and you're pretty certain the note will get delivered.
Good.
You meet back up with the
Homeless man who
Empress.
eats it and pees on it.
Yep. and you guys get in the caravan and you head out into the desert. So you're now traveling in the desert on day 1. Somebody give me a d20 roll.
Not it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
An 18.
Really making up for
So-
Dice Maiden.
Right.
Yep, for real. On an 18, you guys, you're it's getting close to the end of the day. In the road, it's a weird road. You can tell it's ancient. It's been here a long time. But it's if you read the description of why the splintered sands are what they are, it's a very strange place. And a large dune has clogged the road. And anytime you go off the road to walk around it, your stuff gets bogged down really badly. So it slows travel quite a bit. Does anybody have any way they would like to try and clear the dune? And when I say dune, it's like a quarter mile of them. It's not just like one big one. There's a lot of sand clogging the road.
Does anyone have that meld stone or whatever? Would that help?
I have it, but it doesn't.
No,
Doesn't
it was
do
move earth that Filbert
Oh,
had.
move. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I
I'm just
do
trying
not
to think.
have that spell. I could
Okay.
polymorph a bunch of us into giant badgers.
I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant and give him a shovel.
You just start to see a little bit of sand flicking off to the side. Not doing so much. Okay. So there isn't a real good way for you guys to come up with the cross
Yeah, I
the dune.
don't
So you just kind of
think
plug
so.
and trudge through, and you lose the rest of the day's travel getting to the other side. All right. So day 2, give me a d20 roll. 20. All right. So in the middle of the march, you feel a shadow pass over the group. You look up and something swoops down out of the sky, and I need you to roll initiative.
I feel like that's not what a 20 should be.
Nope, the table is definitely set up backwards.
No, he was making on your
like
dice
that.
maiden rolls. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Ouch, dude. Well, good thing it's just initiative.
So the guard forms up around the royal family in the back, and the beast that's attacking comes down on you guys. So I am going to share this with everybody. You can use your warbear during your attack if you want.
Warbear.
Oh, cool.
I like Warbear. Oh man. Warbear. Warbear.
Oh, is that what you did? I still have my attack set up from the last time we had the bears.
I'm just picturing my tiny
Did
self
it really?
on a bear.
I just
Yeah.
decided. I mean, I don't even remember what I did there.
You just gave us a +9 to attack, and it was a 2d4 +3.
I mean, we can do that again.
But I think that
If
was
you-
just a bonus action or something like that.
Yeah. They were probably also not
Yeah,
as advanced in warbearing.
I didn't remember doing that at all. So I just.
I mean,
bearing,
that was like 10 levels ago.
bearing the burden of war. Ooh.
There's a problem with this warbear.
What's that?
It says it's unaligned.
So watch that graphics.
And then you guys landing. Well, it's not landing, it's actually diving down at you, but it is now close enough for you to see it coming in, is a giant manticore.
The heck's a mantic? Oh, no, no, no.
No, 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 no.
No, you'll not bring a manticore into this house.
That picture is really freaking me out because he's got like
A human face.
it's not even just a human face. It's like the teeth are
It's a teeth.
weirdly
Listen.
drawn on.
It can't freak it can't
on
freak
top of
anyone out
that-
any more than Wormcane.
I mean,
Oh,
Wormking never bothered me
It's
legitimately.
got like shark teeth.
Wormcane never
Yeah, they're like
bothered
shark
me
teeth
anyway.
in a weird face, and it's also his hands are like guinea
Son of a
pig
big thing.
fingers.
Whoa. You just created this warbear thing? That's awesome. And you shared it.
Yep. So you can use your warbear on your turn.
And you said it's a bonus?
No, it just you use the warbears. I believe it gets 2 attacks
Yeah.
on its turn. So Thanak, you're up
Oh, my
first.
first. Sorry, I don't have my combat
Yeah,
tracker.
the Manticore rolled terribly. Not
Not
as bad as all the Kren though.
or
So,
Maz.
so are you
And-
saying like the warbear is its own entity and it attacks on our turn?
Correct.
Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay.
That is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I'm not going to clutter up the combat tracker with it.
That's totally fine. Is that
It
happening
is
to
not
me?
within melee range at the moment. It is dive bombing out of the sky.
Oh, then I will use. Where is this? Hold on. He's all. So does a 23 hit?
23 will hit.
Okay.
For
Wow.
sure.
Thank you, Andy.
No problem.
Do you think like there's someone on his staff that's like, sir,
No, there's nobody on his staff. That's part of the problem.
sir, you've become a meme.
Sir.
Again.
Wow,
Again.
he's got
Become a
low.
meme.
He really 15 hits him.
Yep, 15 is his AC.
Okay.
He's a big meat sack.
All right. Cool.
They tend to be.
So not a ton of damage, but good enough.
Negative. I am a meat
McDougal.
popsicle.
Can I have my bear like hold its attack to when he flies at me, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You can have the bear hold its melee attack for when it is within range.
Yeah.
Jarf,
How happy is he?
right now he's about 80 feet off the ground.
Oh, all right. Well, I am going to bamf my wings and fly up. I'm 60 feet, which isn't enough to get to melee, and I am sad. So I'm abandoning my bear.
Already?
Yeah, I wanted to fly a little, and he's right up here, and I'm ready for him.
You
And I
better.
am going to, I am going to
Sorry, McDougal.
cast Hold Monster on him, and make him fall out of the sky down by Thanak. Can't fly without wings. Ha! And I'll just at him.
I think it would be cool if our
Actually,
bears took on.
before I do that, I'm going to.
The Manticore all by themselves.
What the heck is
No.
the?
I was thinking if he took on like our own abilities and personalities, so Jeff's
Oh,
bear has
gosh.
angel wings.
Yes, please. What the heck is the ability? Oh,
and
Unsettling
Mav's
Words. I'm
bear
going
can write
to
contracts.
Unsettling Words on him. So he'll his next
Yep.
save will have minus a D10. And then where's buttons?
And
Buttons.
Othig's
Who's got
bear
the
has
button?
retractable glaive claws.
Othig's bear is just covered in blades.
Adamantine.
From adamantine blades. Oh gosh.
It's had all of its teeth replaced with swords.
It's basically, oh my gosh, that's so scary.
So he can't
Oh.
close his mouth. He's just stuck.
That's
Oh,
a nat
no.
1. That was a nat 1 for me.
Oh,
That's
bye,
like-
buddy.
buddy.
And as he rockets past me, he'd be like, I flew all the way up here.
So he comes to a grinding halt, and then he is going to take 8 falling damage. So that is
So much for your dive attack.
I love how you made that their icon.
Oh! That was a lot of dice.
so he hits the ground real hard, like right here, just
I mean, he was
kaboop,
diving,
and the bear
so-
can now slice at it.
Jeff is just in the air,
Is that-
holding his stomach, laughing.
Oh, bear missed.
Yeah, it's real funny.
Bear
Jeff thinks that's the
misses.
funniest thing ever. And then yeah, I guess my bear. I don't know if you still want it running over and doing a thing, but I abandoned him. So Jeff doesn't understand.
It
the
is
bear
still
lore.
technically your turn, so you could send your bear over there to attack.
Oh,
Sweet.
hey,
Bears,
he entered my space.
bears
Can I hit
running
him?
over there. It wasn't.
No, because it was forced
Y-
movement.
Yep, it was forced movement. Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
It was.
I guess it was forced.
Oh,
movement.
bear!
Gravity is forced
Boo,
movement.
bear! Boo!
Didn't even think
All
about
right.
that.
Do I still have the button selected?
The
Yeah,
bear gets 2
I did
attacks,
it.
by the way.
It does?
Yeah, bite and
Oh,
claw.
one with its bite and one with its claws.
Mhm.
Look at that. I'm learning. I'm learning bear. Aha! Same.
Hey. Oh,
Bear
it
failed.
was a 17 on my screen.
Not
Yeah, it was
mine.
on mine too.
Well, I'll take it.
All right. Othig.
Othig.
Now you can hit it though, because it's your turn.
I'll
Jeff,
hit
you
it.
did a lot of damage to it. You did 151 points of falling damage.
Jeez.
Jeff is
Dude.
struggling to fly because he's laughing so hard.
That's crazy.
You fell right out of the sky.
Oh, does 31 hit it?
Yeah, 15 is his AC.
Okay.
Jeff
Yep.
doesn't know anything about manticores. He's like, is this thing dangerous? Because it doesn't seem to be.
Baby.
Damage. I'm gonna grab some water since
Oh.
Andy's missing as well.
Gonna be 4 attacks.
They're all at advantage and they all do crit damage, even if you miss.
Because he's paralyzed. He's paralyzed, so you auto crit on melees.
He's dead. He's gonna die.
He might.
Yeah, I mean,
He gonna die.
I mean,
He
he
gonna
did just fall
die.
out of the sky without
But
being
he
able
said
to
they
roll.
all crit anyway.
Because yeah, he's
the-
paralyzed.
even if because he's paralyzed, so you have
Here,
to roll
hold on.
to hit him. But
I
as long
forgot
as
to
you hit
put-
him, which you're attacking at advantage.
There. Now the effects on him, so it'll do stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so
Now
So
it
do
should
I just-
automatically roll your damage.
so I don't need to shift click.
No.
It's just gonna.
In
Oh,
theory,
we're making it up. We're making it up. All right. Well, let's
Yeah.
see the first one.
yeah, I was gonna
first
say we'll
one
find
will-
out.
Oh, that's definitely a crit.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you have it set up? I don't. You don't.
Oh wait, no, the last one was a crit anyway. So hang on, let's roll one
Oh.
more and see.
Nope,
No, it didn't roll crit. So
that's okay. So, do you know how to take that back, or no? You don't want to take that back. Never mind.
I'll just roll 2 more d10s by
And Mike
themselves.
can-
That's probably
But
fine.
remember, with the adamantine, those are doing max damage.
Oh gosh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. And I reroll 2s also, so I shouldn't have just rolled those by themselves. Crap. So, jeez Louise,
Why
man.
don't you just start over?
Yeah, can we just do that? Let's start over,
Yep.
please. I would like to start over, please.
Okay.
I would like to start over, please. I mean, that was legitimately a good roll, but
Here's
Alright.
here's what you should do. Here's legitimately what
tell me.
don't roll crits, just roll regular and then add 20 to each hit.
Yep. That's a great call. Yep.
How many
Gonna
times
do
did you hit my monster? All of them?
All
Yeah.
4. Yep.
Yep.
So
So you'll add 80 to the damage.
okay. So I'll just roll 4 regular rolls then. And then plus 80.
You
then my-
came within 12 points of killing it without the 80.
Jeez.
Without the 80?
This sucker had 268 hit points, and you offed it in
Well,
just a
I mean,
handful of goes.
Jeff put it into heavy then with its fall damage.
Yeah.
He did.
Jeff is
Okay,
still
so
laughing up in the air, but now he
All
kind
right,
of
it's
feels
dead.
bad.
You're saying it's dead.
Yeah.
I am saying it's dead.
That's awesome.
It died before Mav could even go. He was all like ready to do something, and it's dead.
Alright. I feel like we all just like look back at the guards and like shrug confusedly, like I don't. All right.
Do you guys want us to like let you have some fun, or like
They do. they no, they all feel very honored to be trading positions carrying the casket. So
I was gonna say I can bring it back. I mean, we could try again.
I mean, like if it comes down
No,
to
they-
it, I can just like cast telekinesis on the casket, and you guys can go do something.
We could also
well,
carry
this
it.
thing smells bad.
Oh,
Like if you weren't dwarves, I'd probably be making you make poison saving throws
Should we
because of the smell of this.
burn this thing?
what's wrong with it? Why does it smell
I
so
mean,
bad?
We're out in the middle of the
It
desert.
just
does it
smells
matter?
bad. You doesn't look like anything's wrong with it.
Do they always smell this bad?
You don't know.
I'm
This
gonna
one
be
does.
like, Thanak, what is this? It looks like you
Isn't
made
this
it.
the only time that we've run into a manticore?
This is the only time we have come face to face with a manicore.
Right.
Yep.
That's why Jeff's like, Thanak, what is this? It looks like you
You're
made
just
it.
always like this. That's the desert. It's
You know.
fine.
It's a manticore.
Yeah.
It's gonna decompose.
Ew.
Um.
Are they
It's fine.
solo? Do they pack? I'm gonna fly up
they
and see if I
pack-
can see
pack animals?
anything like where it
don't-
came from, or if there'd be
yeah.
something.
Just. Where's Jeff? I don't know. He just got eaten, I think.
See if I can get a better vantage point and see where this thing
You
came
gonna burn it?
from. Yeah,
don't
burn it.
don't manticores have poison?
They have spiky tails that they can fling
I mean,
at people.
I think as players we know that, but I'm not sure if we know that as.
The problem is that I like
characters.
the manicore in Greek mythology is poisonous, but I don't know if this. I don't know if the D&D version is.
Andy's all about the Bernie memes tonight.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna do a random meme next.
From what you can tell, there are no venomous, like a spike is not venomous. It has no slime on it. It isn't hollow. Its
Okay.
fangs aren't hollow. So as
Okay.
much as you can tell, it just smells bad.
Okay.
Yeah, your bears actually are like, oh, they don't even want to get near this thing. Like when it was live and they could kill it, that was different. But now that
That
it's
was
dead,
different.
they're just like,
Yeah.
nah, we'll eat straight out of a garbage can, but we're not touching this.
For real. Pooh Bear.
That's hilarious.
Whole new meaning to Pooh Bear.
All right. So that would the rest of day 2 goes on fairly uneventfully. You are now approaching day 3, and you know the red scarab attack should happen somewhere in the morning on day 3.
Going to cast.
What's the plan? Is there a plan?
We got
There
a
is
couple.
a plan. I just don't know what it is yet.
I feel like I had
Oh,
the
we're
exact
not-
same
We're
thought.
not doing the illusionary idea.
No,
Well, I
that was
don't know
going to
if we
take
can-
days of setup.
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were planning to do, though.
No, I would need to like have days here to set up.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you meant you were using days like on the journey to
No,
get
no,
it
no.
set up for the day.
No, the
Yeah.
specific thing we were looking at doing would take days in a location, and I could create an entire armada.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, I'm going to cast Death Ward and Aid. And in the morning, when we get going, I'll plan on preparing holy weapon for one Othic.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey, Jeff, how long does your polymorph that you put on me before?
Uh-huh.
That was just regular polymorph, right?
Which the one that turned you into an angel?
Yeah,
No, that one was true polymorph.
that was true polymorph.
Lasts for an hour, and if it stays on you for an hour, it's permanent. Unless I
Dispelled by
cast
magic.
dispel at a really high level, or you grant wish or something. Greater Restoration, I think, also gets rid of it. If you're
Mike,
willing.
when we were
if you're
shaking them
willing.
down for the details, like, did we get any sense of
I can
like
look, hold on.
how they would attack? You know, like
Creature
what
and
their
No.
objective was, or you know, like how specifically they would launch their assault.
Nope. They knew that he wouldn't have that kind of information.
Okay.
So they didn't ask him really any of those types of questions. They knew you'd take the road because that's the only way through the dunes.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't have told him because that'd be silly. Why
yeah.
would you tell him? Okay, so would we or would Othig identify like how they might try to go about it?
Out here, the best way to go about it. Make a survival check for me, Othig.
For the group, I can cast.
Is any? Oh, geez, I'm not skilled in that, so I'll give it a shot. But yeah,
Well, I'm
guy-
still going to give you some because you are a warrior and you are tactically minded.
I was
It's
like,
a
the guy who
survival-
loves war doesn't know.
No, it was just to see if you came up with any brilliant ideas. So it's just regular ideas. Typically out
Thank you
here in the
for bringing
desert,
that.
you would find some place to take cover and to hide and use the environment to your advantage. And you already know they're going to do some of that by fighting with the sun to their backs so that you're blinded or having to look into the sun while you're fighting them. So you would expect them to try and find someplace nearby to hide because they won't want to travel towards you long.
Right.
So by the time we wake up, we should probably assume that they're on like maybe an opposite dune or directly behind us.
Yeah. So I mean, I can cast.
Sorry, you cut out what?
I can cast.
Oh my gosh, you just cut out again.
I can cast.
Now you did it on purpose.
Yeah.
That was legit. I was pretty happy.
You
I
actually
can.
you got me. You got me.
I can cast invisibility at will. So I
Hey, well,
can.
Will?
Yes. It's
For
a.
yourself.
It's a. Yes, on myself.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, on myself only. So.
I mean, do you want to get up? Like, what are you saying? Like, would you just get up sooner than all of us and cast invisibility and go walk out there and try to ascertain where they are?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So that's funny because I was considering etherealness.
That's actually not a bad idea at all, because if we're all telepathically bonded, then you
Right.
could tell us exactly
Yeah.
where to expect it from.
Yeah, that was part of the reason why I took that.
Okay.
Is that I mean, I'm in plate armor, so I'm not necessarily the quietest.
Okay, so along with that, I think the other thing that we need to do is because I don't know if there's any kind of if there's going to be any sort of disadvantage in this setting that they're trying to attack us from, but we should try to, like, whatever you say, we should try to find a dune that we can go over so that at least blocks some of the sun, like if we do get attacked from that direction.
I can make the sun go away completely if you'd like.
Yeah.
Can you just put some cloud cover in front of it?
The sun
You
is
can-
still going to stay there.
Just
You
put some
They
blot
don't
out-
need to know that.
Blot out the sun with.
Well, just remember, if it becomes not their advantage, they won't attack. So
No,
the-
but I'm saying
Doesn't mean we
yeah,
can't.
well, I'm saying from the perspective of like when they're upon us, like to remove the
Yeah.
advantage of the
yes.
blindingness of the sun. Like definitely not before.
I could also, if we
Just put
wanted
a happy
to,
little cloud in front of it.
right. I could do that. The other thing I could also do is if we just want to harass them for a couple of days, if they're not going to attack us, I can just keep casting Blizzard on them and they'll just, freeze to death.
Bastard.
Seems really rude, but, pirates
But
and all.
at the same time, it's not.
So you guys set up a few plans
Yeah.
to do some scouting and to identify where they're at, and then Jeff prepares to cast control weather as soon as they attack to remove their advantage of the sun.
Yeah.
Mav is going to cast holy weapon as soon as it's available to Othig, so he's got the big dukes out, and you guys head into camp. Everybody's like excited, a little nervous, but excited.
So I would actually be casting Holy Weapon as soon as Thanak gives us word that he's found them.
Okay.
So that I can use Firestorm to open up when
Same.
they come to the mountain.
Okay.
Man,
All right.
some firestorm.
So then Mav, are you going to go scouting ethereal style?
No, because if I did that, I would not be on the same plane of existence.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
so
and
Thanak,
you don't have to worry about missing a spell.
Yeah. All right, Thanak. Then you cast invisibility and you go scouting shortly before daybreak. So give me some perception checks because these are definitely going to be perception or survival, not investigation.
Equally terrible.
Yeah, look at my survival roll.
That
Ooh.
Okay, so it's not terrible. They're further away than you expected them to be. And there aren't as many of them as you expect there to be. There is definitely a woman. She is cloaked in red. You identify her pretty quickly just by her garb as the Red Scarab. Once you get a little bit closer to the camp, she has like a darker red patterning of a scarab on the back of her cloaking. There are several other humanoids there. Everybody is all wrapped up. Um, One appears to be a blonde elf. There's another woman there. She has some very strange eyes. They're silvery. Her irises are silver. And then the one that sticks out to you the most is you think it's a Kenku, but you're not sure. It's really big and really fluffy and has a really little beak. It may be an Aarakocra. You're not 100% positive. You're trying to picture Jabber and Rides the Thunder, and it's just not fitting. It looks like a big puffy, like upside down light bulb, but it's clearly avian and it doesn't fit into the gear well at all.
Is
There
it a
is
baby penguin?
No, it's not a baby penguin. There's, like I said, there's several humanoids there. All in all, there's about a dozen people there. One of them is an unliving.
Jeez, what a ragtag group.
It is a very ragtag group. And most of them aren't talking. They're just they pass a few words here and there.
Yeah.
And you're not yet close enough to where I'm rolling perception for them. If you get any closer, you'll have to make stealth checks.
Yeah, I
And
don't want to get super close because, like I said, I'm in plate, so
yeah,
I'm
I
not.
figured.
With the number, do I think? I mean, here's the thing. I would.
Are some of them invisible?
I don't know, but I'm also thinking maybe there's another group of them.
Yeah, like have they split up or are they going to be able
Yeah.
to like summon some forces somehow?
I will kind of
Or did
take
they just
another.
vastly underestimate what the heck we are?
I mean, it's possible, but
No, they know exactly who they're attacking.
yeah.
I meant they know about the honor guard. They don't know about us.
That's still 12 elite soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could take out 12 elite soldiers.
Yeah, but that's like trying to take out. That
We're
would
not-
be the same thing as if
We're
a
not a
schooner-
desert band of like marauders.
We don't
Yeah,
know if they're
that's-
adventurers.
No, but the scene that we're looking at is a schooner taking on a Spanish treasure fleet. This is not in their favor.
Yeah. It's very odd.
I mean,
what
there
do
were
you-
only
yes,
5 people in
I'll-
the Pentad.
No, there were more than 5 people in that. That was the problem.
But
There
how
was a
many?
whole lot more.
Sure, it's 5 liters of it.
Just saying.
um,
Put those guys in a schooner, they're going to take out a big ship.
So I will kind of try to look around some more and see if I can find a. Because I don't.
Find what?
I'll find another group of them. See if there's any
Okay.
more.
So you leave this group and you head out and make another perception check or survival, whichever one.
There it
And
is.
you do not find another group of them, and you're just about as far as you should go to make it back in time for the attack.
All right. So what I want to do is go back to the group that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And my plan is that when they attack, I will attack them from the rear.
Yep, that's totally
Okay.
what I was thinking.
So I'll just kind of stay invisible behind them.
Follow behind them safely.
Yeah, and then I'll do something when
Okay.
I'm also
gonna do something.
gonna
Oh,
the so you how many like total people, like 12, a dozen, something like that?
There's 14 of them.
Who is the dopiest looking one of them?
The Kenku or Aarakocra. The Aarakocru.
the fluffy one.
Does he look dopey because I don't know what he is, or does he look
Yes.
dopey because his like eyes are in two different directions?
He looks dopey because he's trying to fit
Both.
into the uniform and it doesn't fit him right. And it's like he's got feathers popping out all over the place. And he looks ridiculous.
This is very odd.
Yeah.
This is not how I envisioned this going down.
This
Is
is
there
exactly how I
Which is
envisioned
why-
it.
This
is
is
there
exactly why I love what's happening.
yeah is there another, like, is there like a non, I don't know what that thing is? Here's the thing, I don't want to try to read somebody's brain and have to like figure out how they even communicate, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there's there like a human or a dwarf or an owl or just somebody who's just doesn't look like
There's
who's
there's for sure the elf. He said they're like a
yeah,
blonde
but
elf
like
or something.
here's the thing, and I'm gaming this a little bit, but Mike described specific people because they stood out. Are there other
I
ones
did.
who don't
Everybody else
stand out?
everybody
Which,
else kind of looks like a human or a dwarf sized person.
yeah.
The ones that stood out, and you caught the one woman's eyes because she was sitting right in the right place on the fire.
Mhm.
Otherwise, she'd look completely human.
Yeah, so
So
I
there,
want to find. I want to just like basically just someone who's the rank and file, just a random
Okay.
soldier 12 is who I'm looking for.
make
Um,
a
Who of black.
roll for your mind reading.
Two of black. No, not that guy.
Who
he,
of
he
black?
might he might be in there.
That's my boy.
Oh my! I'm
Hey.
glad I picked a dummy.
Hey, but you got a 14 or plus 14 going for you.
But is he a dummy?
We'll find out.
Okay, so immediately upon you using your ability on this person, you see their body shift, almost like they caught wind of you trying to get in, and then you don't, and then you hear them think, "This better get my father back," and that's it. Then they go back to being quiet, and right after that, the camp starts to break to get ready to attack.
Okay.
Unwilling
Okay.
participant.
That's enough to where okay. So I will uh tell people that they're
I'm
getting
telling
ready.
you.
And I will also just kind of convey that something's off.
Well, everything's off.
Um something is off about this.
Can you be more specific?
I'm just saying we might want to
Not kill everybody.
yes,
Non-lethal.
non-lethal takedowns.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly.
On everybody?
And yes, as much as like if people die, then they die, and that's, I mean,
As much as can be helped.
yeah, I'm not gonna make excuses if somebody dies, but if we can
Okay.
non-lethal so we can get some answers.
I mean, are the other 12 people who will likely be combatants, like, are we expecting them to adhere to that as well, or is this just for us
No, I would have one of you guys convey that to them too. Obviously,
dies.
obviously,
Is
if it comes down to protecting the
mean-
royal family or killing them, absolutely kill them.
yeah, do we know if we can even pass that along as an order? Because I'm thinking no.
It's not an order, it's a suggestion. It was like a let's something is off here. Let's not
Okay.
just start killing people. If
I
we
will-
can do non-lethal, then let's do non-lethal. But like I said, if it comes down to a royal family or killing these people, then they're gonna die.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I feel like we'd propose that to the Empress then.
She will trust you in that. You know, but she's going to take that same sentiment. If there is even a hint of aggression towards us,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
So,
I think we all kind of agree to that, though.
and like you watch this group kind of form up ranks. A lot of them, they don't necessarily behave as like hardcore like bandits. Like you would expect bandits to get ready to assault differently. There'd be more chatter. There'd be more weapons out and ready. And they seem slow to do that. And then one of them begins to cast a spell. You would recognize it because Jeffrey has cast it several times now as control weather. And a cyclone of dust actually begins to surround the caravan, and they begin to walk through it towards the dust towards the caravan. And you would all see this cyclone forming. And the Empress would say to you three, this does not seem non-hostile.
I mean, here's the thing: sandstorm isn't gonna kill anybody.
No.
But
It
I
could.
mean, not like this. Like it's
Yeah.
not an efficient way of killing somebody.
No, it isn't. It is not. So are you going to follow them into the sand?
I will follow them. Yeah.
You
Okay,
want
so
me to
you're
turn-
going to
no.
need to make Constitution saving throws or take damage. The sand does seem to be parting around them, but you are not included
But not
in
me.
that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you got enough armor on. You got enough cover to keep yourself from taking any damage from the sand. You're having a hard time with visibility, and then you hear a voice, probably using thaumaturgy with the volume that it comes out, and everybody hears this, say, "My lady, we mean you no harm, but I do need something you carry."
Are they at the caravan?
Yeah, you can't see anybody, but you hear this coming from the circle of dust.
Can I see them?
Is
You can see their forms, but you can't
Okay.
see them.
Jeff, are you
but,
waiting
Make out
to?
individually who it is.
but would I be able to have like a decent sense of where they are compared to where the caravan is?
Yeah, they're probably, if we use the same map, which I would use the same map for this encounter if it goes that way, they're probably just on the other side of one of those dunes along the roadside. Probably
Okay.
like halfway up it, even.
Okay, so I'll just convey that to the group so we at least have some kind of sense as to where they are.
Mhm. So the Empress looks at you and asks, and kind of shrugs and asks for advice on how to answer that.
Using thaumaturgy, I'd ask what they're looking for.
Well, he does that. I'm going to use my control weather to turn theirs off. Or to combat it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I
will-
think we'd have to combat. I don't know. I've never had dueling control weathers.
Yeah, and
Get
I'm
your
gonna
business.
let's see. I am going to cause. I can either just cause it to clear up, or I can make it rain, and dust doesn't, stay in the rain.
Rainstorm on top of it.
Just remember, I'm sort of in it as well.
Yeah, you don't mind the rain. You're
Yes, but
a weird
but I'm
little
invisible,
mind
and if
wizard.
I have a bunch of mud on me,
Then your
I won't be
invisibility isn't
invisible.
very good.
It would essentially work like fairy fire, except with mud.
yeah,
I love it.
it's like
So yeah, I will attempt to end their storm, and if needs be, I will increase the ferocity and cover them in snow.
Make a spell attack roll.
Hadouken. Spell attack.
You need to
roll.
be a 16 because that's what I rolled.
Spell attack roll.
Should not be
Just
hard for you. I rolled really
pick-
bad.
Pick a random spell for an attack roll. I don't. Most minor saves. One moment.
If you roll a save, like a charisma save, that would be
Your spell attack.
yeah.
Would it? Oh, okay.
Yep. Because you have proficiency in it and it's your spellcasting modifier.
All of mine when I click that do this. That boop. So
You
No,
didn't
no,
beat
no.
me by much.
But
well,
that's
that's
the DC,
that's
though.
that's just the DC. It's not
Go-
actually giving.
Go to
That's
your
why I
main
said I need to
Didn't you
find one
say
with an
roll a-
attack roll.
Go to
You
your
said
main
roll a
tab
charisma
and
save
roll.
though.
Yeah. Go to your main page.
Roll a
Main
charisma
page.
There's a
save.
dice. There's a dice on the saving throw.
Oh, there is potato.
Yeah.
Dude.
So it's because there you don't cancel the effect, but you take control of it, and it is fighting. It does remain some, but you get like 90% visibility on this crew, and you see them all lined up on the dune. And it looks like the red scarab is in the middle, and you hear her respond. She's like, "That's unexpected, somewhat. Um,
Sup?
you obviously have powerful people with you as well. This does not need to end in bloodshed. I just need your necklace."
Well, would the Empress know why?
She would
What
reach
about
up and
Shadow?
grab it, and she looks very confused.
So here's the thing. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to give away my position.
Good call.
But somebody needs to ask them if this is a friendly bartering situation.
Yeah,
Why
I
is
think-
this so aggressive?
Like honestly, like if the Empress wouldn't say something, I think like I don't know, Othig would just be like, "What's the play here? Like, what are you trying to achieve?"
She would respond, "As cliche as this sounds, the less you know, the better."
Yeah, that ain't gonna fly.
See,
why so aggressive?
Asmodeus tried telling us that exact same thing, and then we killed his dog.
She sighs, like in thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I really like the thought, and, like, I appreciate it, but we got kicked out of hell for being dicks. So, like, I don't want to
we-
kill anybody, but I
We probably
kind
only
of...
got kicked out of hell for being dicks because we started drawing them on people.
Sorry,
So-
I
Not
got
on
kicked out of
people,
hell
just
for
one
being a
person.
dick.
Anna, you hear the bandits begin to whisper and talk among themselves, and there seems to be a bit of division upon them. And the silver-eyed woman looks at them all and tells them to shut up and follow Razia's lead.
Razia.
Razia,
And
I feel like I know that name.
You
Yeah,
do.
why do we know that
You
name?
do.
Because
Whose name is
Taya
that?
Brooks.
And then the one
Does-
whose mind you
Does
read
what?
pushes
Ooh.
Razia, the red scarab, out of the way and says, "My name is Gabriel Titanbrook V. I need to get
That's
my
right.
father out of the realms of terror, and the only way to do so is with that necklace. Now turn it over before we end you." And Razia goes to slap him, and he puts up her hand, and she freezes in place.
Oh, little Gabe. Oh,
Yeah.
what a spicy little pickle that one is. I like him.
Isn't he?
So you all, as players now, immediately would recognize 4 of the people with them, and I don't remember all their names.
Our guys. Shush.
Your guys
Shush,
who
shush, shush,
followed
shush, shush.
Razia Callington back
Oh yeah.
I thought you were
Along with
describing my owl man.
and the Silver Dragon Lady Vastia from the future.
Oh, Lady Vastia, we know her. We
You do know
we
her.
hung out with her.
But
She's
you,
great.
as granite backs, don't know that it's her.
Oh, we don't know that it's her. The
We
silver
don't?
eyes.
I thought we did.
At the
No.
moment, we don't know that it's her.
You don't know that's her in the group.
Oh, I get it. I get it. We know Lady Vastia. We don't know that is
Correct.
Lady Vastia. I get it.
Yes.
Yes.
But Lady
right, we
Vastia
know
would
her.
know us.
And you don't know that he's one of the people in that group either.
No. But we met Titanbrook. We are on good accord with Titanbrook. He's mentioning Titanbrook as his dad.
Mhm.
No, his
And you guys would know that Titanbrook does not have any kids.
not that he
Yeah.
knows of, but I mean he was a busy fella.
I mean,
Um,
bro gets around.
Kings and consorts, babe.
He's
Yeah.
in. This individual's claiming that he's in the realms of terror, which we recently met with Marlamir and Lady Kane,
So
and they mentioned that one of their party was missing, but did not say where.
okay, here's the thing. Does
You
the
guys would know
Empress,
King Titanbrook is missing and
We
suspected
knew
it
he's
to be
missing,
lost.
but we don't know if he's in the realm of terror or not.
upon
It's
hearing this,
highly suspected that's where he is.
Okay.
Okay.
does the Empress want to talk this through? Like, is she interested in finding out more of this situation?
Thinking
It's like,
insight.
so like she just heard the name Titanbrook. Like this has to mean something to her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, that was not the right button. Oh, that was. Can I? Hey, hey,
Not
hey,
a
Jeff,
halfling anymore.
I'm not a halfling anymore. Wait, I can change that. I can
You
re-roll
can.
that.
You
I can
can. I
re-roll that,
can't.
and I will re-roll that. Oh, but you got a 23, so that's pretty good. But
Jeff
The
also
Empress
does.
is-
but-
sorry, well I have to
Better,
use that roll. So
the Empress looks kind of taken aback by this, although and she looks pissed.
yeah, to imagine.
So that's how she looks. You can ask her what she wants to do.
Mav would ask her.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like this probably requires some talking at least first.
she is very reluctant to give up this necklace.
What's
I
it
would,
do?
I would absolutely understand that.
It
Here should be the question: how much of it is the timing of this, and that we are trying to bury her husband? And I know, but I can still talk to you guys, and you guys can ask this.
Shh. Get out of my head.
We're how
He's
how much
fine.
of it is that like, and if this happened in a different time, would she be more amicable to letting them have this necklace, or is it just like you're pissing on my funeral?
Well, Mav
This
was
is a-
going
this
to
is-
ask them, could this not wait?
I feel like she's genuinely surprised though because she has she like, has no context for how this necklace could help that situation. So like I feel like it
might though.
maybe she does, but she hasn't said as much yet.
Well, I know, but
Um,
that doesn't mean she doesn't know though.
Right.
you yell out, "Could this not wait?" And Razia can't move, and so Gabriel responds, "The timing on such matters that you simply do not understand needs to be done perfectly. We have 5 minutes for you to decide."
But you waited 3 days. Why didn't you come?
Jeez.
Because
You're
other things needed to
no.
be done first, you imbecile.
You're very impetuous. I like you. Um. Hmm. Your dad was way smoother at talking. Dad? Did he say dad or did he say grandfather? I don't remember.
He says father.
He did say father. Okay. Um. Tony actually doesn't know anything about this kid. like
He's a dick.
I don't
He
think
played with
any
you
of us
when he
do.
was 12.
clearly.
He was with you guys when he was 12, and I remember Andy saying, "Oh, I raised a wiener."
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Is our newly acquired pins calling cards?
That was going to be my next question.
They would be calling cards.
Okay,
Hey,
I'd like
your
to use mine.
buddy's kid is a dick. Can Othing just say that? Your buddy Titanbrook, his kid's a dick.
When you say calling card, do you mean sending stone? Because that's not what a calling card is.
I
Like,
think
you
that's
can
what that
flash
is.
it to somebody else. That's what I assumed he was doing.
That's what
was
I
gonna
thought he
Oh,
said
I
too,
assumed
and then he
sending
said-
stone.
I want to ask for help. I want to phone a friend. That's what I want to do with it. That's what I'm
So
trying
you
to
draw attention to your pin, and Thanak, you would see the silver-haired woman look at the elf, and Othig, in your mind, you would hear, "We know he's a PETA, but he's not wrong. Help us." And it's a woman's voice.
Does Othig remember voices? Do you recognize?
It was a long
Lady
time ago. You
Vashtia?
guys met,
Yeah.
and she's quite a bit older at this
Yeah.
point in her life.
But Lady Kane did mention time traveling, so it's not.
All right, well
did,
then,
didn't
I would convey what I would convey my actions with what I just heard to the Empress.
Somebody make a persuasion check to the Empress
I can
on
do
the
it.
on
Oh,
this
check.
behalf. I won't make Othig necessarily do it.
Are you guys having Jeff do it? Is that what I was told?
Yes.
You want
because I
Jeff
don't
Jeff
to?
can do it or Matt can do it. Whichever
Okay,
you
I'll do it. I was
You-
focused
you
on the
don't want me to
kid
do it.
because I really like the kid, but I will
4 years.
No.
persuasion. Hiya, milady.
Don't tip your
So
foot.
Mav actually does a decent job, but she's like, I simply can't take this off. And then Jeff butts in with reasons, and mentions that there is a clear alliance between certain things that your husband cared about in reference to the pin, that he would do this. And she
Yeah.
starts to cry a little and takes her necklace off
And then she
and
dies.
transforms clearly into an elf and passes it down.
He was
Wow.
married to an elf.
Wow.
Wow.
Mav, without even like skipping a beat, would just look at Jeff and be like, "Well, he was a halfling."
I was an angel before
Yeah,
that.
but yeah, like Thanic throws up in his mouth a little bit.
Do you still have the belt of mortal kind?
I do actually, yeah. And I don't use it.
Can you give it to her?
I'm literally I'm gonna walk over to her and I'm just gonna like take a half a knee and I'm be like, I don't know if this will help, but it gave me this wicked beard until the martyr, gave me wings.
She's just
Thank
a rat.
thank you for your sacrifice. Put
Like,
this on.
and she says it's too late. The guards won't even look at her.
Problem.
Oh, we couldn't. Okay. I have all of the illusions, and I could have.
I mean, yeah, but
So
we didn't know that this would happen.
I mean,
Well,
we
we
had
knew
no
something
idea.
was going to happen. I could have asked her
It's
brain.
almost as if the scenario was designed with us not having all the.
Weird. I could wipe their minds. I could do that.
All of them.
I mean, one at a time over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
It's not a bad play.
Here, put this on. I'll worry about your men later.
Yeah. So even if it comes down to it that the guards decide to screw off, like we'll still take her.
While that happens, can I cast seeming on all of her guards to make them look like elves too, so they're really freaked out?
No, don't make it worse.
Yeah, don't.
They
make
won't
it
know.
worse.
Yes, they'll look at their friends.
Yeah, they'll know.
And they all look like elves, and then they just think the necklace turned them into elves.
Turn everybody into elves.
I mean, they don't know. I know magic.
I mean, to a certain extent, that's not a bad idea.
I don't think that's...
So we need to. I will uninvisible.
Oh, unwilling creatures. They would need to save. Okay.
I will visible myself.
Visible yourself?
Yeah. And
that's a weird sentence.
just kind of casually walk past them to the group of us. And we. Yeah, we need to get. Do you need us for anything else?
As you're walking forward, like the elf and Lady Vostra just kind of shake their head like they knew you were there and nobody else did. Actually, no. Marlemere Jr. and his brother Jerome would know you were there too. They would have smelled you and not worried about it. And so you walk past, and he would the elf would follow you, and he would start talking to you, and you would recognize it immediately as Felindor.
As soon as
And-
you said there was a blonde elf, I was like, that's got to be Felindor. But like, why? Like, how did he get here?
Yep.
All right.
So the emperor gets down off the elephant, and they meet. You walk up, and she approaches Felindor, and she says, "You could have just said it was you." And he's like, "I would not have taken advantage." And she passes the amulet, and he turns to leave, and she's like, "It was nice to see you, brother." And he just keeps walking.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
wow.
And so the tears start again.
You,
Dang.
your moniker was pretty cool.
So
Yeah.
as they continue to walk, the scarabs turn to walk away, and they just disappear
Yeah.
over the dunes.
Well, that was a weird dream.
Yeah.
And I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Mass Suggestion.
No, wait, don't do that yet. Don't do that
No?
yet. I mean, hold it. Hold it. Get ready to cast it, but don't cast it yet.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
will look at the guards and say, how many of you to fulfill your oath?
Ooh.
They none of them are going anywhere.
They're gonna stay with us.
I mean, they.
All right.
I would figure at this point they at least would still be wanting to bury their emperor, or
Yep.
like respect their emperor.
Yeah. I mean, that was
Mhm.
the question if any of them.
Yep. You get the sense that night at camp that they're more angry that they weren't trusted
Hmm.
than they were than
It's-
they are socially at
Yeah.
the big no that Xillisthan had
Yeah.
engaged in.
The faux pas.
Hey, man. Elves are pretty.
I mean,
And
have you met them? They're weird. They're like weird and angular.
Yeah, and they're
Like
really
their necks
tall.
are too long. Yeah. No.
Their necks they're not like gray aliens. Their necks are
They are
long.
the dwarves.
They did.
Dwarves are all like stumpy and
Everything's close.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Like your arms are part of your neck. Your
'Cause
neck is
the
part
honor
of your
guard-
chest, dude.
The honor guard here are all
Hips.
humans, correct?
Hips are part of your kidneys.
Yeah,
And Xillisthan was a
absolutely.
human?
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not that weird for humans. I mean, just because we're the halfway point.
Your
Sorry,
fingers are
you
mostly
guys
wrists.
are
No,
the halfway
it's
point.
less. It's not necessarily weird anatomically. It's weird socially.
Oh no, it's
Actually
definitely
have no
weird
ankles.
anatomically. Jeffrey will just be like, that's a whole lot of angles.
Not for humans and elves.
I meant for halflings and elves.
I know. I'm saying humans and elves.
Mhm.
It's not that. It's not that weird physically. It's weird
Mhm.
socially.
I
So you
assume
guys-
the Empress is gonna segregate herself for a while.
Yeah, she's in the carriage on top of the elephant with the curtains drawn.
Yeah.
Her
But
and
her
her daughter.
kid's still around?
The boys are. And a lot of times you find during the trip so far, the boys haven't ridden the elephant. They've been down talking to the guards who
Mhm.
are not carrying the casket at the moment, or to you guys.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to ask them if they knew.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. uh,
Dang.
Okay, 32. So even at a 32, this is something that
mhm.
Moranis, the younger of the two, is not okay talking about.
Yeah.
So you do not persuade him to talk about it, but Dominus is more than happy to talk to you about it. And he pushes back his long hair and flips his ear down, and it has clearly been cut.
Yeah. I'm gonna let that one know that if he gets a chance to talk to his mom, I have a spell that could if she wishes to be different, she can be different. And it's reversible. It just takes some big juju. But I'm willing to take the chances on the weave being salty with me just to help. So, and I'll
He
let them
nods
know.
and says, "That's not something." He said it's one thing to hide who you are; it's another thing to be something different.
Oh, I know. And I'll regale them with the tales of Jeff over the campfire.
Please don't
And
show
so,
him.
you would also
I
spend
am
some time talking to you,
absolutely sorry.
about the upcoming tournament. He plans to fight in it.
Ooh.
Hey, this is a off question that maybe should have been answered at a different moment than this one right now. Whose face is it on our penis?
Our own.
Is it
It's your
our
own.
own, or is it just some random like? Because like, I wasn't drawing my penis on Asmodeus, and I
I
definitely wasn't
was.
drawing his because I don't know what it.
Oh, I was definitely
Um,
drawing your penis on Asmodeus.
It's definitely yours. And you guys now, it's been several weeks. I'm glad you brought this up because I forgot all about it. Every once in a while, in the middle of the night, it wakes you up crying.
It's sad. It's sad because of what you've done to it. It's the Rodney song, Dear Penis. I don't think I like you anymore.
Crap.
You used to watch me brush my teeth, but now you just stare at the floor.
It's funny because I almost took
So
the
upset.
alter self for like free alter self
Yes.
just so I could fix my penis.
Oh.
Oh man, I love that so much. That's
Oh my
Yeah,
like the
god.
minute you
same.
drew that on his face, I'm like, I'm gonna bring this back to them someday. I haven't quite decided yet. And then
Oh,
one day it just dawned on me what I would do, and I just laughed and I laughed and I laughed.
dude,
It was so funny.
that's a full send. I love it.
Okay, so next day travel. Who wants to roll the d20?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'll do it.
Day
I'm gonna go
4.
to the bathroom. So I'll be right back.
Somebody else did it. 7.
So day 4 is uneventful. You begin to close in on the mountains.
Oh, thank
You can
goodness, 'cause
see
that was eventful
you're
enough.
beginning to see the giant canyon that Orin created. Uh, it's like this was one of the things about the trip that you were kind of excited to see. Is this is where Orin
Mhm.
distinguished himself as a hero, and it's big and it's scary, and it's a canyon, but it's not natural looking. Still, it hasn't been long enough for it to smooth out. It's real jagged and nasty, and the road leads to a tower. And I need perception checks as you approach the tower.
Wow. Completely average. Well, aside from the -1, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jeff, you spot it first. There are flags flying from the tower, which is unusual. The Kren aren't real big into flying a lot of flags. They do, but only on really important buildings. And maybe this qualifies as one, but it seems a little out of place. And they're not red, they are black.
Is there
Oh.
any iconography visible on them that we can distinguish or no?
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's probably something on them from the whip of them, but
Yeah.
you're far enough. You're just far enough out to where a 25 spots flags.
Hey, Thanak, you can spy on locations, right? Can you do me a favor and just spy on that location and see if there's anything shenaniganry going on? Because
You
those
mean
flags look sketchy.
like scry?
Yeah, you can scry on a location.
Yeah, but I mean it's pretty limited visibility.
It's true, but it's
Isn't
better
it?
than the
Like,
visibility we got right now.
Well, I think if I try to scry on that flag, basically the only thing I'll see is a flag.
Yeah, it's kind of okay.
Right? Am I right on that? It's like
I
it's
think
like,
you are, yeah.
You'll see within 10 feet of the area around the flag.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have anybody that can see a mile, do we? I don't think I have any spells that help here.
And nobody has the $1,000 spyglass, I don't think.
no.
New
The type
wood.
of thing where Andy's like, "Oh yeah, I bought that," and I wouldn't even argue. I'd just know he did.
Right.
If
have a
you
mirror.
want to like just polymorph one of us into a bird or something like that, I can cast invisibility on that one.
Oh, sure. I can turn myself into something and just fly off if you want.
Yeah, I mean I'm fine with that. And then
Yeah.
I'll cast actual invisibility on you.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'll just turn myself into a Oh, screw it. A seagull, an albatross.
Okay.
I mean, is that a bad idea for in the desert?
Temporary.
There's no birds in the desert.
Yeah, there's vultures.
Oh, well, I didn't think of that. I'm an albatross.
All right, so you are an invisible albatross now.
Man horse
And
as well.
fly off towards
Yeah.
it. Make another perception check for me as you fly around it.
Sounds good.
The real thing you got to watch out for is the
Bird.
guy in a red hat carrying a turtle shell.
Potentially.
Yeah.
So, you arrive just a little too late. You see, like, you're flying up and towards it right into your vision. A humanoid that was walking around on top of the tower has closed a hatch and gone down inside. There are windows. You could try and fly in one and maybe see what's going on. But you fly right up to the flag. You recognize it as the flag of Cavasto. This is the flag of the city where you got out and started to walk around.
Those guys are
So-
jerks. They shot
Yes,
me.
those guys
Well,
are
other me.
notorious jerks.
They shot other me. Cavasto. Wow, those guys are a long way from home.
Yeah,
No,
where
they're
are
not.
we on the
They're
map?
other side of the mountains.
We're at the
If
south
you
end
look
of the
at the
valley,
world
though.
map,
Well, like we
it
like
is
our
a walk around to the valley for them.
Yeah, that's all I was
Are
saying.
we,
Is
like,
it
right there?
feels like a long drive. No, I think we're down at
Yes,
the
you're
valley.
right.
Oh, we're all the way
You
up
were
there.
right,
Yeah, that's what I thought. We're down there. Okay.
right by Walking Bones Chasm.
So this place has clearly been taken over. So I'm gonna
It's been taken over. This is supposed to be neutral ground.
right, but they're
So
flying
the
flags.
People from Cavasto have the right to be here.
Right, but not to fly flags, right?
Maybe.
Because flags
You don't know why
mark.
they're here or why they're flying the flags. Maybe they're burying somebody.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess I'll do a little flyover. See if I can get an idea of if there's like an army here or if there's just a bunch of guys here. Give
It
a
does
little
not look like
flyover.
there's an army here. You don't see anybody outside the tower at the moment.
What about a
Okay.
birthday party? Is there a birthday party going on?
There is a long bridge. There's a long but very sturdy looking wooden rope bridge that crosses this chasm. It's almost a mile long. So it'll be
Okay.
a heck of a walk. And there's another tower on the other side. That one does not have any flags on it at the moment.
Okay. All right. I will let the guys know this as I'm flying through with our brain speaky. And then you said a rope bridge?
Mm-hmm.
I will tell everybody.
It's about a 12-foot wide rope bridge. These are huge, wide planks.
Yeah. So I'm gonna let the guys know that and tell them to proceed, and then I'm gonna fly over to the other side, and I'm gonna set down on like the tower on the other side of the bridge, the far side, the inside side, and just wait.
Make another perception check for me.
Oh, all right. My big fat bird head. Caca. Oh, it landed on the 14. Where'd it go?
What are the birds' bonuses?
Oh
to
man,
perception?
I don't know. Let me find a bird real quick. I know they have advantage if I'm using any of the regular birds.
Yeah.
They have advantage on sight.
Seagulls only have an advantage on finding garbage.
I mean, that's true, and this place might have some. What do I got? I don't have many birds in here, unfortunately. So a giant eagle has advantage on sight. with a 14 plus 4
Even
to
an
perception.
owl does. A regular owl does. As well.
Yep. So, do you want me rolling at advantage or?
Yeah, you can roll that at advantage, please. Please do, because this is a site-based check.
Yeah. That's better.
It's not much better, but it is. It
It's
is
one better.
So it is an 11 instead of a
Mhm. Mhm.
12 or a 10.
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
So, yep. So unfortunately, you land and you're looking around and you do that seagull thing where you pop your wing up and you're nuzzling under it and you're down in there and you're like, why am I doing that? And you pop back up and a shadow has crossed over you while you're doing it, but you're looking around and you are unable to spot whatever caused the shadow.
Well, that's weird. Good thing I'm invisible. I'll probably poop. I'll just poop. Just leave some bird poo.
I'm gonna guess that a 22 hits a seagull's AC.
It would have a disadvantage because I'm invisible?
Oh,
No?
you would actually. This creature would not.
Okay.
Oh.
So you immediately, I'm gonna guess, transform back into Jeff.
Well, I don't think are you talking about taking damage?
Yes.
It has 26 hit points if I'm a giant eagle.
Oh. But you
Armor
were
class
a
13.
seagull.
Well, yeah, I said an albatross. I don't know. I just went with the biggest bird Jeff could think of.
Yeah, but a giant eagle and an albatross are not the same size.
Albatross has a 20-foot wingspan, my dude.
Giant eagles.
Giant eagle.
Yeah, I don't know how big a giant eagle is.
Like a regular eagle has like a 15 wingspan.
Oh, does it really?
Yes.
Oh, all right. Cool. Yeah.
Fair enough. I still should roll damage on you.
I mean, it's probably got 4 hit points if it's just a bird then.
I was gonna give you 12, and I hit you for 17.
Ouch. Oh, that
Adam,
does
I
over
thought this whole time
damage.
you were just a seagull.
No, I said
Adam, what kind of eagle
albatross.
is
Like
it?
I was thinking like one of those big giant albatross things.
What kind of eagle is it?
A giant eagle.
Giant.
Mighty eagle.
12. 5. Ow.
Giant.
Ow.
Giant.
Jeff, you
eagle.
roll over after this thing hits you, and it has knocked you down onto the tower. I rolled for that. You didn't fall off the other side, which is good.
Oh, good.
And you look up at it, and you are face to face with an undead, some sort of prey bird. It is quite large. It's not quite giant eagle,
Should have turned into a giant eagle.
but it's far larger than.
Listen,
You-
if you would just follow the rules, I wouldn't have to talk stupid.
I guess I'll just look. Ow. Ow. Ow.
It freaks out. It freaks out a bit that you're not what
bird?
it thought it was, and it does fly off down out into the valley.
No, you're not. Sit down. And I'm gonna cast Hold Monster on it. Come back here.
Yeah.
I got questions. Why did you attack me?
From yo.
Still save DC.
Oh, 19.
Where you been at? Where you
Okay.
been?
So it locks up and tumbles out of the sky not far from the tower on the other side and splats on the ground.
Ah,
You
crap.
guys, Jeff is in trouble again.
I will
and he's very far away from you.
Yeah, I will message them. Things got weird. I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
I mean, I'm just gonna accept that. Like, I'm not.
And I'm
Not doing
going
anything
to
else.
what's the distance to the other side of the pit?
It's the pit's a mile across.
Good grief. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna polymorph myself into something bigger and smarter this time.
Well, I mean, Othik should be able to jump there, right?
Yeah, I probably can. Actually, it's probably
That's
not a bad
spectacular.
idea.
Yeah, I'll turn myself into a giant albatross this time, a giant eagle, and fly around and away.
Kind of
Just
eagle.
freaking that sucked.
Giant eagle.
Yeah,
So
giant
you're
eagle.
not crossing back past the tower. You're staying.
No,
clear
I'm
of
gonna take the
eagle.
long way. That was weird. And I'll fly east. No, west.
Sure.
West. and then
the,
south.
the crossing is pretty central to the.
Whatever
Yeah.
whatever way doesn't have him cross undead birds of prey.
Yeah, that was rotten. And I'm gonna ask Othig, not Othig. Othig won't know. I'll ask Thanok. Hey, what kind of dead birds can see invisibility? And then just keep flying.
Dead-
Do some research. I'll be there soon.
Birds? I don't know of any. I don't legitimately don't know of any birds, dead birds that
Call
would just
somebody.
naturally have
Call
that
your
ability.
wife. You need
Yeah,
to call her
I'll
anyway.
I'll send her a message. Grab a sending
She would-
stone and hey, woman.
She would reply, "You always say the nicest things to me." And
Shut up and answer the question.
you're not sure if she's being serious.
Jeff's
or-
dying.
Wow, what an abusive husband.
She would respond that standard things we call monsters and combatants and undead, none. An undead beast should be no more capable than a zombie or a skeleton. So she's unsure. Perhaps a more powerful creature's familiar? Question mark.
Oh, that's real scary.
So I'm gonna
I
if,
saw the real
if I make it back to the guys, I'm be like, guys, I was a bird, right? And I was just sitting on the tower, and I got pecked in the back of the head by this really like terrible looking bird.
Well, here's the thing.
You got hit like an eagle or a hawk hits a rabbit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got hit hard.
And
yeah, and then as soon as you switched to
me,
Jeff form,
yeah,
it ran away.
yeah. It looked terrible.
Yeah, but
Nice.
it
Very
it
nice
ran
use of that.
away.
No, it flew away.
Well, fine, but what undead creatures do
Smart
we
one.
know of that are
I
smart
mean-
enough to flee?
I mean, none. We just
I
fought an
mean,
entire army of
liches-
ones that didn't do that.
Yeah, like liches and vampires are about the only that have the self-preservation to
I
do
don't.
that.
I don't think that was a vampire bird.
I don't
Well,
either. I'm just saying it's.
If Jeff tells us where it is, we can go up
Vampire
to it and
birds
we
are
can investigate it if you want.
Wait, what did you say about vampire birds?
Really scary.
Oh,
He said, "I don't think it was a vampire bird," and that concept in real life was just really horrifying for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Far
was.
faster and like angrier than bats.
So Cavasto, those dudes, I mean, clearly got something weird going on, and they got undead birds that can see invisible small birds, big small birds, small
Yeah.
big birds. I need to be a bigger bird next time.
Maybe you just need to be Jeff next time.
See, I thought that, and I realized I can fly without turning into a bird and not wasting
Yeah.
a spell. But I didn't think about that until after I got back here just now. I
Yeah,
keep
that's-
forgetting I have these, and
How long did those last?
they're just there. I use
Like
it.
all day long?
I mean, I look back and they're just there. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I just they're new. Like,
Yeah. No, that's true. That's fine. For some reason I thought they were like a limited, like
I
Limited
thought they
edition.
were too.
I
To
mean,
be
Limited
honest,
time offer.
I don't.
yeah.
limited time offer.
Anyway,
So Jeff gets back, explains the entire situation. You guys are still probably about a half mile out from the tower. What do you want to do?
we could parlay. We hold on.
No one's
Guy
doing anything.
that sent us to find out about the unliving.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
his name?
Blackheart.
Blackheart. I would like to send him a message and ask him if he knows about any necromancy or things like what happened to him happening in Cavasto.
He responds, first off, says, "Pleased you're taking care of my business."
Yeah.
because now he thinks you're like on the trail. So good job. Necromancers can animate all manner of creatures. Probably.
Good talk.
Good talk.
Gonna have to remember to.
Dude, you messaged the politician and asked him a bunch of arcane questions.
No, I
Good job.
like Jeffrey. Jeffrey is absolutely not versed in sending of magic messages to people across continents, and he's like, I really need to write these
Think.
down beforehand.
Yeah.
Anyway, we could just go talk to somebody. Maybe they just don't like invisible birds.
Somebody.
Well, I mean, it's entirely possible that.
But they did shoot at you the last time you came near their anything. So, have they sent out an edict of war in any way to anybody?
Nope, they just didn't like anybody approaching their stuff, and people had been warned, and people who continue to go forward get shot.
Good to know.
Stay off
Good
my
to
lawn.
know.
True story.
All right, well, let's go mess these guys up. Let's take a
Jump in the
nap
trunk,
first.
Tiny toilet.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
because legitimately, this is not Cavasto land. They just happen to be.
Well, technically, Cavasto
Hanging
wasn't Cavasto's land, but they took it anyway.
It was
No,
given
I mean,
to them.
yeah, it was given to them. Yeah, that was their. That was.
That's right. Okay. Well.
And like this keep or whatever it is, it doesn't belong. Like Cavasto are allowed there, but it doesn't belong to Cavasto.
Yeah.
So we can
It's
just
supposed to belong to the Empire and all the free states jointly. All right, so you approach the tower, and as you get closer, horns begin to blow from the tower, and you see figures mounting the battlements up on the top. And as you get close, a voice calls out, "What's your business here?"
I can return to sender if you guys want, or Mav can. We can let them know what we're doing. Does anybody have an opinion on what we say back?
This is a time-honored tradition, correct?
Yeah, I would say exactly what this is.
So I would say Mav would say something to the effect of, "We are carrying out our duty."
This is the funeral procession to honor the Emperor Xillisthan.
And to some degree, if somebody was here from another country that shares this land, they should be expecting you.
Oh,
because everybody knows the Emperor's dead.
Yeah,
right.
Like
that doesn't just
world
go amiss.
that's traveled. The whoever's speaking to from the tower calls back that this territory has been claimed by the Empire of Cavasto, and you are not allowed to bury the Emperor here.
The Empire of Cavasto has no rights here.
Mav would echo that sentiment in his reply.
This is gonna go down. It's gonna go down.
I don't think we can take an entire nation by ourselves, guys. I think Mike froze.
Did we just lock up? Oh, okay. I thought everybody on my screen just froze, and I thought it was going to crash.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, that would be a great time just for me to turn it off and leave.
I think it was just Discord.
But so the response is, approach at your own peril. You may camp the night and be on your way in the morning, but you will not cross the chasm.
See,
we'll see about that.
That's just not gonna work. People keep fighting.
I think that's where I'll leave you tonight.
People
It's 9:30. It's a good stopping spot.
Yeah.
I can't find my anthem meme. I need to roll initiative.
I was getting progressively tired, and I was like, if we're gonna have to like basically have some dialogue over this, I'm like, I'm just gonna go straight to wanting to bash stuff and not be diplomatic at all.
Right.
We're done.
Based on
I'm tired, and it's just gonna make me angry.
I'm gonna stop the recording. But based on what we